We've got the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. That's our main doubleheader game. Cowboys trying to come back from that Monday night disappointment.
What are you going to say about Dallas? They're supposed to win everything, and consequently they haven't been playing so well, and they even choked last week against Washington. But I think they'll come back today.
The Giants, though, they've been improving, Greek.
That's your opinion, not mine.
Let's check in with Pat Summerall, who is preparing for the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. Pat, last Monday, the Cowboys, particularly when they got inside the 5, were very conservative. Are they going to open up a little bit more against the Giants? What have you heard in Dallas?
Well, Brent, I've been here a couple of days. I don't think that they think they're too conservative. I think the real element that's been a surprise in Dallas is that the Cowboys feel that everybody's playing over their heads against them. But I think that's a surprise to me, because once you become the champion of the world, you expect everybody to be up and play well against you. I think they've been a little bit shocked at the caliber of the opponents that they've had so far and how well they've played.
Pat, how about the Giants, on the other hand? They lost by 10 up here in New Jersey, and they seem to be improving.
They've been able to move the ball, particularly against Dallas, and teams, in fact, the last 4 weeks, wide receivers have had very good days against the Cowboys. You might remember that Johnny Robinson of the Giants started that trend, and since then it's been Mel Gray and those likes. So people have been able to throw against Dallas, and that's a major concern.
All right, Pat, thank you very much.
Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, as usual, is full. The balloons have just gone up and out through that big opening up at the top of the roof of this magnificent structure. It is the matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants, led by Joe Pisarcik on the right side of your picture, and, of course, Roger Staubach on the left. Beautiful day in Texas. It seems like that's always the case. I'm Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire, and this is the rematch. The Cowboys won the first one by 10 points.
Yeah, but you know, when was the last time the Giants and Dallas teams were both 3-2 and there was something at stake in it? The Giants, I think, got more from scoring 24 points and losing that first game. And I don't know, I thought Roger Staubach the other night, the Monday night game, I've never seen him flinch under a big rush. And I sort of thought he loaded it up and sort of pressured his throws. And I don't think that Roger is playing his best football right now.
You know, Tommy, there are a lot of twos when you start talking about Dallas, too mean and too tall and too fast. Right now, the story might be too complacent, because the Cowboys, by the admission of their coach Tom Landry, have not played a good football game in 3 weeks.
It's true, Pat, and they're not physical. By that I mean that defensively, guys like Martin and White have got to be physical football players, or I'll tell you something, New York can pull off an upset here today.
Well, as you said, I think they gained a lot of confidence by that showing they had in the first game at the Meadowlands, when the Cowboys won by the score of 34-24. You're now looking at the Dallas Cowboys gathered around the head coach Tom Landry. They will receive the kickoff. We'll run down the starting lineups as soon as we have a chance. Both with teams of 3-2 records.
How about what Landry was saying this week? That maybe they'd been not reading too much about themselves being great, but that they'd forgotten how they had gotten there by hard work, and little statements like that.
To a man, the Cowboys seem to be surprised how well teams are playing against them. But by golly, as we said earlier this afternoon, when you're the champions of the world and the defending Super Bowl champions, everybody's going to be up for you, the Giants being no exception. Joe Danello will kick off. Back deep for Dallas will be Butch Johnson and Doug Dennison. Johnson is 86 and Dennison 21.
And Danello for the Giants might be the best young kicker probably in football. I think number 18 right now can hit it for 50 or 55 yards about as well as anybody.
That seems to be the opinion of just about everybody. And Danello indicates that he is ready. John McVay, that picture will tell you he is ready. Well, you brag on him, and he shanks it left. Here's Butch Johnson. Butch to the 26, breaks a couple of tackles out near the 30 in front of the Giant bench.
Patrick, we might look early for the Giants to come up in a new defense instead of the regular 4-3 that we're so used to seeing the Giant defense lineup in. They may come out with a three-man front just to see if they can throw off the computer by Landry.
Here's the Dallas offensive line.
Who's at right tackle?
That'll be Rayfield Wright, the veteran who has replaced Andy Frederick. The receivers, Hill, Pearson, tight end Billy Joe Dupree. The backfield, Staubach, Dorsett, Robert Newhouse. First and 10, Dallas at their own 29. First play from scrimmage.
Giants are in a three-man line, all right.
Right across the middle was Drew Pearson, and Roger might have thrown that ball a little too hard.
The feeling was that maybe Roger and Tom Landry and the Cowboys would figure that 78% of the time that New York would be in the old 4-3, And now you've got 4 linebackers. You've got actually Lloyd in there now at 1 linebacker. And you've only got 3 defensive linemen, which will be Mendenhall, Jeter, and Gregory. At 4 linebackers, you can add Lloyd to that list of linebackers, and of course your 4 deep backs.
I think it's rather interesting, the Giant reasoning, which who John Simak told you about why they're doing this.
Yeah, because they figure that Landry will have looked at them under a telescope or a microscope for the 4-3.
So it's a 3-4 with Mendenhall in front of Fitzgerald. The handoff is to Newhouse. The flag is down. Newhouse got only a couple.
Might be offensive holding, too. It was right into the trail part of that play.
Brian Kelly on the bottom of the pile. It is against Dallas, and they'll take him back. Otis McKinney, number 23, is playing at the left cornerback for the Giants in place of Terry Jackson.
McKinney's a rookie out of Colorado who once shut out Lofton, that Stanford receiver that we saw in the Sun Bowl, Pat.
And who a lot of folks are seeing now playing for the Green Bay Packers.
Well,
spectacular rookie.
We have holding number 62, offense.
62 is John Fitzgerald, and he's the man that's got Mendenhall in front of him. Washington came back to defeat Detroit and remain undefeated 21-19. That's the final score.
How close.
We'd like to welcome those of you who watched that close battle between the Redskins and the Lions to our broadcast from Texas Stadium in Dallas. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. It'll be 2nd and 20 for the Cowboys. Holding penalty against John Fitzgerald. Set him back.
Giants in a 34 again.
Kelly around the feet of Staubach. They blitz the linebacker.
And that's where the Giants have been a little weak on defense. That's the 10th sack, and they do it with a linebacker from the 34. Watch the left part of your screen. Kelly goes. Lloyd faked it and went back and covered up, and Roger had nobody to actually throw the ball to. Looks like they've confused the Cowboys a little bit.
Well, we knew, you knew, certainly that the Giants felt the Cowboys would not expect it. Piece of information that we felt we should not divulge before the game started.
Well, I tell you, we're awful careful about that. The people trust us, and I'm not about to throw that one away.
So it'll be 3rd down Dallas and 30 now. Line of scrimmage back at their own 9-yard line. Preston Pearson into the game. Look out for him. Screen pass to Dorsett is well set. Tony D cuts back to the inside and spins. He is near 1st down yardage, but does not get it. Otis McKinney and Ray Rhodes, the tacklers. Good yardage. They do not get the 1st down, but this is significant because they will not have to punt out of their own end zone.
Boy, this isn't a bad call either. You're from behind the defense. Look at Roger set this up and then screen. Drop it off. Good block here on Brian Kelly by Fitzgerald. And, of course, Baltimore saw him go 91 this way.
Well, Roger held that ball a long time, didn't he?
Didn't he? Just waited and pulled the trigger.
Danny White with Bobby Hammond and Jimmy Robinson back deep for the Giants. Good kick. It'll be Robinson to handle at his own 20 with a wall set. Jimmy Robinson breaks a couple of tacklers, now 3 or 4 more, and it's finally down to the hands of Bruce Huther. The coverage was good by Dallas, and it's a good thing because he broke 4 tackles.
Robinson didn't know he was supposed to drop.
No score at Texas Stadium between the Giants and the Cowboys. We have 13 minutes and 12 seconds left to play in the 1st quarter.
I'm not hearing.
Dallas has been anything but sharp, in the words of Tom Landry, for the last 3 games, and that first offensive series didn't look all that good either.
Tell you one thing, though, they're cheerleaders. I think Gil Brandt must draft the cheerleaders, too. They're the best in the league, still far and away.
You mean you think they're computerized?
I'm sure that they put a lot of numbers through them.
Giants led by Joe Pisarcik, who might not be the most graceful or artistic quarterback in the National Football League, but he certainly is one of the most durable.
We said he took a beating well, but I tell you, they are beginning to feel offensive. And the Giants now feel like they can play with just about anybody, maybe even Dallas.
Gary Shirt with his back to you right there will be the tight end. Pisarcik loosening up his neck. First down, Giants, ball at their own 29. There's the offensive line for New York.
Gravel, Van Horn, Clack, who's doing a heck of a job, J.T. Turner, and Michael Ocha.
The receivers, Perkins, Robinson, and the fast-improving Al Dixon. Running backs, Pisarcik, the quarterback, Bobby Hammond, number 33, and Larry Zonka. Semi-rollout. He steps beside Jethro Pugh. Wide open is Zonka.
Well, that's about as good a receiver as you can go to. Nobody thinks you're going to throw to Larry Zonka because nobody thinks that Zonka can get it underway. But if you put a linebacker on him, the big fella can still get into that open area.
They'll put it in play this time in Dallas territory. There is Jack Gregory, the fine defensive end, the veteran for the Giants. 8 straight times the Cowboys have beaten the New York Giants.
Pisarcik had a lot of time that time, didn't he, to look around for the second receiver?
Jethro Pugh was the only man who came close to him. First down. This is Hammond. Cuts back upfield for 4 or 5. Jethro Pugh made the tackle on that time. Here's the Dallas defense.
That is anything but tremendously physical right now. There's Too Tall Jones, Jethro, who's been there for 14 years, Randy White and Harvey Martin. And those two from that flex have to work hard.
The linebackers, Hollywood Henderson on one side, 56. Brunig in the middle, he's playing well, and the veteran D.D. Lewis. The secondary.
A few problems here, Mark. Washington is playing at the left corner, but he's playing hurt, and there's the rest of it, including the 2 best safeties maybe together in the game.
That would be Harrison Waters. Second 6. Hammond got 4. Draw play Zonka. Near and almost a first down. Jethro Pugh again, the tackler. He's having an active day so far, number 75. Giant punter Dave Jennings, who had sort of a Charlie horse that he suffered in a workout this week, but he said this morning
He was all right.
no problem.
Had a new cowboy hat, new cowboy boots. I'm surprised he didn't have the hat on down there in the field. He loved it so much.
They must pay kickers more than they used to. It's a rather surprising final score. The New York Jets 45, Buffalo 14. That is the final. Short yardage. Zonka did not quite get it. Zonka right behind Pisarcik. That's Willie Spencer, and he's got it. To the 30. Charlie Waters had to make the tackle as Willie Spencer.
Patrick, watch to the left of the screen as Zonka. Again, he's as big as a guard or a tackle. Pulls out to the screen as Zonka. Again, he's as big as a guard or a tackle. Pulls out to the left and takes Aaron Kyle and buries him. And White just does not hold on.
Cliff Harris, who made the initial contact on Willie Spencer, is the cowboy down, and that's Willie Spencer, who carried the ball and made the initial contact with Cliff Harris, who's down.
I'll tell you one thing, Dallas can't play without number 43 very well.
They're going to have to try. Randy Hughes, who's not bad himself, comes in to take his place.
There's nothing like that Baptist from Ouachita, though. He's a pretty tough football player, number 43.
It has been for a long time. He and Waters, as Tom Brookshire said a minute ago, perhaps the best safety tandem in the league. 31-7. The Steelers remain unbeaten with that victory over Atlanta.
And Bradshaw didn't play? My goodness.
That's what they said. Here is Willie Spencer, back on his feet.
Good-looking rookie out of Texas Tech. 218 pounds, got heavy, big wheels.
Spencer comes off with a little assistance.
I thought you meant Taylor. I'm sorry, because Spencer didn't. I don't believe he went to college. He came from the WFL.
That's right.
And he's had some bad ankles, hadn't he, for a while?
Had a tryout with the Vikings. Been used in short yardage situations.
Biggest claim to fame was he got in a fight with Harvey Martin the last 2 times the teams play, right?
Here's the contact. Watch this.
Here's Willie at 225, right over the top. Harris ends up running into Waters, too. And then they're hit down by Perkins, the receiver.
Randy Hughes in his place. It'll be first down Giants after all that. And here's Zonka straight ahead again. Leans for 2 or 3. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dallas Cowboys and the National Football League is prohibited. 3-4 yard pickup by Zonka. Cliff Harris back into the game. Tampa Bay over Kansas City 10-6 fourth quarter. That game at Kansas City. Second 6. Sarchik fakes to Hammond, fires in the direction of Robinson. Benny Barnes on the coverage. Charlie Waters trying to get over to help. Robinson almost had him beat.
Benny got away with a little bit of trickery that all cornerbacks have to have. He threw the elbow out and sort of made the receiver go through his elbow as they ran together up the sidelines. No flags.
No score yet.
It's true.
3rd and 6. Ball at the 29-yard line of Dallas. Dan Dornick into the backfield for the Giants, and keep your eye on number 35, a rookie from Washington State.
He's just bone and muscle and elbows.
The other running back with him was Bobby Hammond. Harvey Martin, Jethro Pugh, and Ed Jones, all with the rush on Joe Pisarcik. Watch it.
Looked like Hollywood Henderson comes from the right part of your screen, too. Let's see if the linebacker comes. I'll tell you one thing, Randy White split 2 blocks up the middle. I think most of the Dallas team had part of that sack.
At least 5. And the Giants shuffle things around. They go out of field goal range with that sack. And it'll be Dave Jennings. The New England Patriots beat Philadelphia. That's the final score, 24-14. The Eagles dropped to 3-3 with that. We welcome those of you who watched that game, the New England victory, to our broadcast here. 0-0 between the Cowboys and the Giants. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. They try to fake kick. Jennings has the football. Finally does kick it on the run. Kicks it into the end zone. They try to snap the ball to the up man, who was Brian Kelly. They fumbled the snap. Jennings ran it down, and finally,
And Doug Dennison, I believe, is hurt, Pat.
Dennison is down. What
Watch
a bizarre
the snap.
play.
Watch the snap now. Go through Brian Kelly, number 55, the up back. Watch the snap. Jennings takes it on the perfect hop, second bounce. Almost has running room. Now looks like he's playing out of Vienna.
Go Jennings.
Go. I really hope that
Tell you
the guy
what,
on the field isn't hurt badly. Look at this.
that's Doug Dennison that's down. That punt won't help his average too much, but that was one heck of a play. 0-0 a score. Doug Dennison was down on that fake punt by the Giants. I don't know what Brian Kelly had in mind doing with the ball if he had fielded it.
I didn't see any pass receivers down.
No, I didn't either.
I'll bet you Jennings' insurance man was darn glad he got the boot off.
Dennison, who has been so durable over the years running the football from scrimmage and has been such a valuable member of the Dallas Cowboys special teams, will go to the sideline. The Dallas Cowboys have another backup rookie from Houston, Alois Blackwell, who can play and who would obviously take Dennison's place.
Well, you wonder, over a 16-game schedule, how deep the good teams really are. We're going to find out, aren't we? There's Mr. Landry. Looks like the pressure has really got him today.
Yeah, really does, doesn't it? Somebody asked him why they didn't beat Washington. Specific? He said we didn't play well enough. Referee today is Pat Haggerty. The umpire is Al Conway, the head linesman. Walt Peters, line judge Vern Marshall, back judge Jim Poole, side judge Dick Creed, and the field judge Bob Lewis. Dallas football, first down, their own 20. Outside, Drew Pearson. Pass is complete, in the middle of a shift play.
Look, Dorsett was actually in motion, but going backwards right to the left of your screen. You'll see Dorsett show up in there. You can go away from the line of scrimmage, a short out. The 18th catch by Mr. Pearson, who plays very well against the Giants. I think Drew is about as successful against New York as any receiver in the league.
That keeps his streak alive at 51 games now. Los Angeles, San Francisco score. The Rams lead 7-0 first quarter. That game started the same time we did, so we'll keep you posted. 7-yard gain, that pass completion to Drew Pearson. It'll be 2nd and 3. The outside trap as Butch Johnson came back inside, and Dorsett picks up the Dallas first down to the 37. Stopped by Otis McKinney.
Oh, I don't think Jeter ever saw Butch Johnson coming back inside on him. Watch the left part of your screen, the slot man. Look at him. Well, he comes back in on Mendenhall and doubles up on the nose guard. Oh, I'll tell you, and if you don't have a lot of people making contact with number 33, he can't fumble. And I guess that's what you keep waiting for with Dorsett. Make him cough the ball up at least once.
On first down, Tony Hill goes out, and Jackie Smith replaces him at tight end for not St. Louis, Dallas.
He looks funny in his suit, doesn't he?
He does. I didn't even recognize him. He's tight to the right. The pitch back to Dorsett. Behind a block from Jackie Smith. Brad Van Pelt made the tackle. Here's Jackie Smith.
Here's Jackie Smith. He used to wear red and white and be fighting half of the Dallas team, and now he blocks down on Jeter. Tackle Rayfield Wright came out on the linebacker, and they picked up some yardage there.
He did a job, didn't he?
Sure did. I guess an old player that's getting to play a few more games or a whole season, maybe it means more to that kind of a player than even a big rookie, huh?
I would think. Jackie Smith gets a rest at the moment, replaced by Tony Hill, who's on the right, Drew Pearson on the left. Brian Kelly was on the blitz. Oh, he almost had it. Almost a spectacular catch by Drew Pearson. Ray Rhodes, the defender.
Pretty good pass pattern, the one that Drew runs as well as anybody. All the way under that formation. Well played by Rhodes.
Third quarter score this is. Baltimore 24, St. Louis 17. The Cardinals still without a win. It'll be 3rd and 6. Teams have been throwing on first down against Dallas, and it looks like the Cowboys have picked up a little bit of that rhythm. Both times they've had first downs, they have put it in the air.
You know, they're moving the football against everybody. They're just not getting as many points as they used to get.
They still lead the NFC in total offense, and now they shotgun part of their offense. Preston Pearson in, along with Dorsett. Protection is good. Dorsett punched out by Brian Kelly, and maybe shaken a little bit as Dorsett. He had a bad leg going into the game, and now it's worse.
I'll tell you one thing, if Kelly doesn't get a little bit of him, and he didn't get much of him, he might have gone right down the sidelines. You know, Staubach is 59% on third down completions, Pat, so he's over that now.
A lot of people have said in order for Dallas to be successful, they have to get the ball to Dorsett at least 30 times a game. I'm not sure he is durable enough to accept that kind of punishment week after week.
You got to be a heavyweight.
And he's heavy, but not quite heavy enough.
Because he's Okay, Dorsett's being helped off. If you want to see what happened, watch closely and you'll see his right ankle turn after he's hit by Kelly. Now, watch the right ankle. There it goes under, all the way under with those very cohesive little shoes.
And with Brian Kelly on top of him. Alois Blackwell, number 24, has replaced Dorsett. That means we're down to 1 at that deep back position because Dennison is already gone. Quick screen outside to Tony Hill. 5 or 6, stopped by Brian Kelly.
Hey, Rayfield got it underway, didn't he, number 70? It's his first start since the last game of 76. And Pat, at that time, I guess he was considered the best offensive tackle in football, number 70. There he is.
Rayfield Wright, Fort Valley State.
Well, I ask you, where was Fort Valley State? You gave me the enrollment, the professors you knew there and everything. Where is he?
Just outside Macon, Georgia. Green Bay and Chicago, the Packers under Bart Starr leading the Bears under Neil Armstrong 17-7. Packers already 4-1, going for 5. Alois Blackwell and Preston Pearson now the running backs for Dallas. 2nd and 3. Staubach to throw again and does outside. Preston Pearson taken down by number 54 Dan Lloyd, the extra linebacker, but Preston continues to amaze.
Now you go to a new defense, and for a while it's all right until they come with the play when you're having to make the adjustment for the first time. And this means the outside linebacker kicking out and covering somebody like Preston Pearson. Until you've done that one time successfully, you might not know what it's like. Here's Mendenhall's battle in the middle there as a nose man. That Fitzgerald will give you a lot of pressure. Rafferty helps him too.
Week after week, Fitzgerald is quiet but efficient. 1st and 10 Cowboys. At the Giant 30, it is Robert Newhouse. who shrugs off a couple of tacklers and manages to get about 5. John McVay, the Giant head coach, looking on as Newhouse was stopped by Otis McKinney.
We're seeing something now that Roger hasn't been able to do much. The Cowboys have only scored 7 points in the first quarter this year. And they used to come out hot and blazing against everybody, Pat.
Word on Doug Dennison, Tom, is that he has a sprained left knee and he will not be back.
Word sprain's better than something worse, though, right?
Torn. Preston Pearson is now the deep back behind Newhouse. Staubach, a half fake to him and throws. Do I have to tell you? Number 26 is Preston Pearson.
We got Martin almost having a fight with, I believe it was Rafferty, the offensive guard.
And a flag went up in the middle of the tussle. I don't know who they'd call it against, but George Martin, who had just come into the game as the Giants went back to a 4-3. Whatever happened, it's not very popular at Texas Stadium.
Pearson's catch will stand whether they get the, oh. Get him.
Matt Haggerty. Matt Haggerty is the referee, and I'm sure the fans got their message to him. Of course, it won't make any difference.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, 62-75. It's a first down.
Fitzgerald is 62, and George Martin is 75.
Means they caught Martin at least counter-punching or perhaps reacting.
They got them both.
Second guy. There's Fitzgerald, right the lower part of your screen. Here's Roger. He does throw to Preston Pearson for his 19th reception of the year. Now, back there somewhere in the hinterlands is where the action is taking place. Catch and penalty hold.
Tom Landry with a message written to himself. The handoff is Preston Pearson. He got not much. He was stopped by Gary Jeter. Maybe one.
Long drive, time consuming, and the Giants aren't able to put the ball into play, which is the name of the game these days. If you don't keep a hog bladder, the other guy's working with it all the time.
Clock still running at 4 minutes 45 seconds, make it just about right now. Some of the Dallas players were saying that they felt the fans here were not enthusiastic enough. But based on their objection to that call just a minute ago, they are regaining some of that enthusiasm. Newhouse and Preston Pearson shuffle around in the Dallas backfield.
Better look out for Tony Hill here pretty quick.
He's in the corner. Touchdown.
All right, let's take a look at it. You've got the new player over there that's playing. That's Otis McKinney, the young man from Colorado. Hill goes in for the post and breaks it back out. Pretty good defensive try, and this young man is one of the best players in football right now in the outside positions, Tony Hill, and he's only in his second year. Scary.
Protection good. Pattern excellent. Pass on target. 7-0. Cowboys lead. Here's our buddy.
Whistling Ray.
That horse is going to throw him one day. 7-0. Raphael Septien, number 1 for Dallas.
10th passing touchdown for Mr. Staubach and the Dallas Cowboys.
Ernie Pugh and Bobby Hammond back deep. Good kick. That is Hammond. About a yard deep in his own end zone. A Lois Blackwell made the first cut at him. Here's the word now on Dorsett. He has a sprained right ankle, slightly. He probably will be back, if need be. CBS Sports Spectacular, next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time and 3:30 Central and Pacific, presents the UST Women's Indoor Tennis Championships, the Jockey Club Gold Cup. It's all next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
And the world's strongest men. A couple of those guys may be in the stands here today.
A couple of them are playing somewhere in the NFL.
I know.
All next week on the CBS Sports Spectacular. Bobby Hammond lunges straight ahead. Cliff Harris finally put the clamp, but Hammond got some good yardage. Aaron Kyle, the cornerback, also joined.
Hammond's only a 170-pounder, and he ran back a punt last year against the Cowboys, so he likes this stadium. I'll tell you, for 170 pounds, he hits it a pretty good lick, you know.
A lot of people didn't believe he could make it. Could not play in the NFL because of his size, but he's become quite an asset. San Diego, Denver score. The Chargers 7-0 over Denver.
Hello.
Don Coryell in his second week. 7-yard pickup that time. Zonka tries to get the first down, doesn't get it. Jethro Pugh and D.D. Lewis will be on the bottom of the pile.
Now there was a good example of the Dallas defense being tough and like Gristle. Watch the left part. They run right at Randy White. Look what happens. Jethro Pugh beats his man on the line of scrimmage and gets help from Harvey Martin on the outside, and White held his ground pretty well.
If you double on White, that means a single on Jethro. And that may not be enough.
Well, look at that group. And they have not been as macho as they usually are. I guess that's a legal word these days, macho.
Oh, yeah, I hear it frequently. Third down, 2 yards to go as Hammond gets the call. Will not. Yes, he does. Underneath the outstretched arms of Cliff Harris and Bob Bruning. Hammond gets the first down, New York.
It's because there wasn't any of him there. Cowboys tackled one another, and number 33 slipped through for it. What's the right of your screen now? Zonka goes to the outside to get a good block. Good block there by Van Horn, too, and he slipped under the pile. Looks like Cliff Harris is back in there, isn't he?
Yes, he is. There goes Doug Dennison into the tunnel that goes back into the Dallas dressing room on the stretcher. He won't be back. Al Dixon moves over to the left side. No flag. Pisarcik going for Robinson. He might have him. He does. Aaron Kyle, perfectly thrown pass from Pisarcik into that single coverage.
And you know, Robinson had a tremendous game against Dallas up at Giant Stadium early in the year. Now, the left guard, Van Horn, may have jumped early, but as Pat said, no flag. But watch this throw. And I'll tell you, this little booger Robinson is averaging 20 yards a catch. And for a guy that can't run too fast, he is some football player.
What's the blocking on Randy White?
Randy a little high still. You see Van Horn backed him off and then straightens him up and cuts him down.
Van Horn did such a job in the first meeting between these two teams that Randy White did not make a tackle in the entire ball game.
Can you imagine that?
Cleveland under Sam Rutigliano. 24-9 over New Orleans. Here's Hammond near the 20. And by the way, that red and white line is marked on both 20s just to better orient the fans that sit in the end zones to tell them where the team is. Perhaps, at least it's an experiment being tried by Tex Schramm, who has done so many innovative things.
Glad you explained it, because I was just going to ask you, what is the red line on the field?
Well, it's for the people in the other end zone. I don't want to get back into it again because it'll take the rest of the game. At the 22, Billy Taylor is one of the running backs. The other is Zonka. Just to the 20.
Fumble, but New York retained possession. Now, this is Harvey Martin at his best, number 79. He really chases the play down from behind, and Too Tall holds the end position pretty well and allows it to happen. Now watch this train going from left to right. You'll pick up the number 79, I think. See him stalking the play?
Stalking is the right word.
Oh, my heavens. 6'5" and one of the great pass rushers of all time.
He said this morning he felt that he wasn't getting the sacks that he got last year when he had 23, but at least he was getting near the quarterback every week. 3rd and 7. Billy Taylor and Doug Coter are now the setbacks, and that's Coter. He got to about the 19, and again, it's number 79, helped by number 31, Benny Barnes.
Danello will come in now.
Sometimes, because of that immense hole in the top of the stadium, we have problems with our lighting.
Oh.
And the cameras just don't adjust quickly enough.
I wondered what you were going to start explaining.
It's 7-0 Dallas. Joe Danello into the game for the Giants. He is 9 of 13 field goal attempts. Been successful 9 times this year. He has not hit between the 30 and 39 with 2 misses. This will be from 37. He has improved on that record. At this moment. That would have been good from 55.
Wish we had a replay so you could analyze his stroke at it.
Well, by golly, we do.
All right, Patrick.
Well, I can't analyze that.
Where'd he come from, huh?
He came from the side. I never did that.
Strong leg, though, this young man, huh? From Washington State.
The important thing is, I think, for soccer-style kickers, is you can practice it forever, and it doesn't make your leg tired. Straight away, you get tired.
That's hard on you, right?
Yeah. Giants on the scoreboard will kick off now. Danello again. And let's see who goes deep for Dallas. Butch Johnson would be one. Alois Blackwell will go back with him in place of Doug Dennison. You saw him go into the locker room just a minute ago. The book on Blackwell, by the way, he's a rookie from Houston, 5'10", 195.
You know, an important thing that McVay's done with the Giants, though, of 78, is that after they were scored upon, they came right back out, got the thing in position, good long pass, and kicked a field goal. They were not impressed with the Dallas score, you know?
Mm-hmm. Came back with a good drive. The key play was that long pass from Pisarcik to Robinson. Danello again hits a funny-looking kick. Butch Johnson comes to the 6, fields it. Stopped by Gary Shirk at the 29 in a wrestling match. Waiting on the sidelines to kick off the hard-hitting Sunday night on CBS lineup is 60 Minutes, followed by Mary Tyler Moore. Then All in the Family, then Alice.
I love Alice.
And finally Kaz. How about Kaz? How do you feel about him?
Well, I haven't had a chance to check Kaz out yet, but I think I'll still love Alice more than Kaz.
I'll take Mary.
By the way, Roger Staubach is 7 for 9 for 87 yards, and I don't blame you.
First and 10. 14:46 left before halftime. Dallas 7, Giants 3. Robert Newhouse and Preston Pearson, the running backs, and this is the house to the 36. Dan Lloyd, the tackler. Roger Staubach looking on with a little bit of an abrasion, looks like on his left elbow.
Looked like that time they caught Jeter, who's playing the left defensive end on that 3-man front, the new Giant defense for the day, and looked like Rayfield and company just took him down inside and buried him.
Tampa Bay 23,
wow.
Kansas City 6 in the 4th quarter.
John McKay is really turning that team around. Look at that fella.
How do you know it's a fella?
Well, I thought, Pink might be a lady. There's a lady.
Second down. Tony Dorsett back behind Newhouse now, and he'll get the carry. It was a slightly sprained ankle, and I'm sure they've retaped by now. Dorsett carries and is tackled by middle linebacker Harry Carson. Whoa. First quarter score, Seattle 13. Minnesota nothing.
Minnesota's supposed to be a team that comes back with those, but Seattle's playing pretty good football against everybody, aren't they?
Led by left-handed quarterback Jim Zorn. Who
used to be here.
Scramble and throw, and yes, he was here. 3rd and 1. Would you throw it? Would you run Newhouse? You run Newhouse for a first down.
Oh, he's tough, isn't he? Did you see him get hit then? The whole body just shook and shuddered, and he still went forward. Van Pelt really stuck him.
The best description of him I've ever heard is one that you gave. His legs are bigger around than he is tall.
And you know, he doesn't fumble. He's a great person to hand off to. He has no fumbles in the entire season so far.
Very durable. Houston 3, Oakland nothing, 2nd quarter. In the West Coast. Dorsett and Newhouse both shift. Fake to Dorsett. Wide open is Tony Hill. Ball is loose and recovered by Brian Kelly. The Giants have it at their own 48.
You know, they came in, they had lost 6 fumbles of 9 they had made offensively, Dallas had. And This is after a great completion. Number 80 comes across, hooks up and sets up against the four-man line. Now watch the fumble. Uh-oh.
After Brian Kelly's fumble recovery, it'll be 1st and 10 Giants at their own 49. Dallas leads at 7-3.
Pisarcik is 2 of 3, but for 67 yards. That one bolt to Robinson was a big one.
Staubachers 8 out of 10. Billy Taylor and Doug Coder, the Giant running backs. First down pass attempt from Sarchek. Again, it's Robinson that he's attempting. A little bump from Benny.
Yeah, but Benny Barnes was going for the ball. He really made it look like it was part of his natural stride. I don't think Jerry Wampler and Coach McVay will agree with that. Let's see how much time that Pisarcik has to get it off. Here comes Randy White and Martin. Ravel holding on to Harvey just a little bit. Underneath there was some bumping, and I thought it was no harm, no foul. Of course, that's the way I feel.
You sound like Tom Heinsohn. It'll be 2nd and 10. Reverse to Coder. D.D. Lewis played off one blocker and made Coder change his direction. Charlie Waters ran him out of bounds.
Bruni gets all the way to the sidelines, that middle linebacker. Watch the middle linebacker, number 53 now. Steps off, goes back for his coverage, and now recovers and starts going along the line of scrimmage. And here comes Waters. Waters has to be in on 175 tackles after 16 league games, you know.
What a game he played last Monday night.
Yep.
In the loss to the Redskins 9-5. The Redskins, in case you might have missed it, won today 21-19 over Detroit. They are 6-0. The winner of this game will go into 2nd place behind them. Philadelphia's already lost. Sarchek outside overthrows Billy Taylor. Thomas Henderson on the coverage.
Larry Cole was in on a pretty good pass rush, and number 9 just had to throw that one OB.
After the fumble recovery by Brian Kelly, the Giants, unable to move, will have to punt. Dave Jennings has averaged until today 48 yards per kick in this stadium. He likes it here.
See those tall hats and big boots.
Today his only effort was on the run. Oh my gosh. Butch Johnson goes up with a signal, but that one goes into the end zone some 60 yards away. A flag is down back at midfield.
In the area of the receiver on the outside being downfield too early.
That's right. Cowboys would get the ball at their own 20. The ball went into the end zone. Let's see if they want him to kick it again. Jennings is walking off the field, but let's see what Pat Haggerty says.
Ineligible man downfield, declined, first down.
You know why? Because Jennings might nail it on the 1 if he gets another chance to punt it.
He's awfully good at that. Hermal Allen, who handles the scouting for Dallas, in his breakdown of the Giant kicking game, says it is the best there is with Danilo and Jennings. (7-3). The Cowboys lead the Giants with 11 minutes 18 seconds to go, 2nd quarter. Cowboys ball at their own 20. They've been throwing frequently on first down against this Giant 3-man alignment. I think he did that on purpose.
Well, it could be. The ball was, again, we've always said when Roger is not on target, he's high. Let's take a look at what the Giants look like in this, what they would call a 34. You're behind the offense, and that's Mendenhall in the middle that Fitzgerald has. Jeter and, of course, Gregory to the outside. Actually, Drew Pearson ran an inside pattern and then back to the corner, and Rhodes really had him covered all the way on it.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. Blitzing down for New York. Thinking down for Dallas.
And rookie Terry Jackson is playing the left corner for the Giants. Oh, he's a good young player.
Delayed handoff. Dorsett swings to the outside. Got 5. Blocker out in front is number 64, Rafferty. Ray Rhodes, number 22 for the Giants, with Dan Lloyd, made the tackle. 7-3 now, the Rams over San Francisco on that long rivalry.
There's Dorsett, who came in with 6 fumbles into this football game. Pat, why do you think he fumbles? Does he carry it loose?
Got to be carrying it loosely, plus it's the extra jukes and moves that he makes.
He's so darn quick, you know, he almost can't protect it, I guess, all the time.
The ball can't adjust. 3rd and 5. Line of scrimmage, the Dallas 25. The blitz gets to the Dodger.
Tell you, that 34 defense gets you a heck of a run if you're a linebacker, and that's Lloyd in there. And Mendenhall. Okay, you pick out the blitzer. You pick out the sacker. A lot of blue shirts.
Lloyd is one. Mendenhall is another, number 64. Gregory is the 3rd.
And what a gamble by the Giants, though, to figure that Landry had probably not worked against the 34 this week, against not thinking they're going to use it.
Here's Danny White. A little bit off the side. Bobby Hammond fields it in Dallas territory. Goes back nearer to midfield. He lost about a yard on that return. Randy Hughes made the tackle.
Pretty good defensive series by the Giants that time.
Very impressive. So we have 10 minutes, 6 seconds left before the half. Cowboys lead 7-3. Seattle, Slew, and Affirm both will be in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. The winner of that, in all likelihood, will win the honor of being the horse of the year. Pisarcik gets the ride of the year under D.D. Lewis. As again, they tried to throw on first down.
I'll tell you, both teams are having to use the blitz to get the pressure on the quarterback. Let's see where D.D. comes from. Number 50. Very steady football player. Bruning was there too. The middle linebacker came.
If they had missed, Jethro was there to clean up. He's been replaced now on this, what the Cowboys figure is a passing down by Larry Cole. Doug Coter, Bobby Hammond, the running backs for New York. Sarchek drops. Count. Randy White.
Pat, let's look at it isolated. Watch Van Horn now. Van Horn tries to fire out and make contact. And Randy this time just runs around Van Horn and Gravel, the tackle. He's got that 4.7 speed for a 254-pounder and very strong.
Gravel had to come inside because that's where Harvey Martin was going. The illegal procedure call has just been announced to the crowd by Pat Haggerty was declined by Dallas, and the hole gets deeper. 3rd and 25.
You know, Randy White didn't waste any space. He went straight at the quarterback.
89 Billy Joe Dupree.
Wears well, doesn't he?
Game after game in the clutch. 3rd and 25. The ball all the way back now at the Giant 37-yard line. Charlie Waters sneaks over into the middle. They run a trap play. And again, number 54 has come to life. Randy White made the tackle.
Like 54 is ready to try to put his name up on the side of the stadium here, huh? All right. They try a trap block. He beats Clack, the center's block on him, and just smothers it.
A lot of times in the middle of that line, although it doesn't show up, you have to guess. And I think Randy White guessed correctly. Jennings kick. Flag is down on the play, but it's another great kick from Jennings. Chases Butch Johnson all the way back to his own 21. Butch dances out of a couple, but he is tackled by Otis McKinney. Flag is down, though. Keep that in mind. He may have to do it again.
Cowboys might have been offsides because they did come and try to block it and almost got it. Kyle came pretty close, didn't he?
Illegal procedure. Offense.
It's against the Giants.
Must have been some shuffling and moving around trying to pick up some of the people trying to block it.
Jennings trots back, bringing his group with him. An enthusiastic guy he is.
Likes our profession, likes sportscasting. He seems
Yes.
much more intelligent than that, doesn't he?
I don't know. Roger Staubach, Joe Pisarcik.
Well, he got hit in the back a couple of times by Randy White, huh?
Illegal formation. Offense.
Jennings drops back now in the sunlight. Back inside that double red line, which is the 20-yard line.
He's got the driver out this time.
No pressure.
Ooh.
And he hit it over 300 yards, if that's the driver. He chases him all the way back to the 10 again. Butch Johnson trying to go somewhere, trying to stay on his feet. He did a good job of doing that, but it was not worth all that much. He only struggled for a couple, and Jennings really hit another one. 56-yard punt by Dave Jennings.
Pat, these athletes are so much better, really, than when I played. I think maybe your team was probably better, but did you see 5 or 6 guys got a good shot at him, and he stayed on his feet?
It's amazing.
We'd have taken a month off after a shot like that.
Tuesday night, here on CBS, the paper chase takes an unusual turn when Logan becomes emotionally involved with a political activist who also happens to be a prisoner, so don't miss that powerful new drama. Paper chase.
Yeah, that's all about lawyers.
And it's followed by Jacqueline Suzanne's bestseller, Once Is Not Enough.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
First down. Ball is batted by Gregory and Van Pelt. It was intended for Dorsett.
Tell you, the Giants really have a lot of ginger this year. They're not only in contention, but they should have beaten Atlanta last week. They know they played pretty well against this Dallas Cowboy team when they came up to New Jersey.
Bears have scored, but so have the Packers. It's 24-14 now. Bart Starr's Green Bay team looking to go 5-1, and the Central Division has taken on a new look. Just over 8.5 minutes left before the half. The Cowboys have the football, 2nd and 10. The outside trap again works. Dorsett almost broke. Terry Jackson was one of the tacklers.
It's a good thing number 24 made the tackle. If Jackson hadn't gotten Dorsett, he was gone. Look at the outside now. What's the right part of your screen? There's the slot man. The trap, the outside trap on Mendenhall, who never sees it coming. Look at this. If they don't wedge him in there, it's head him off at the pass.
9-yard pickup by number 33. Ball out at the 22-yard line now. 7-3. San Diego now 14-0 over Denver. You knew that Don Coryell would have him scoring points in a hurry. Short yardage. Newhouse comes to the outside. He has the first down. Harry Carson put the hammerlock on Newhouse.
Carson might be as strong a middle linebacker as is playing football. Take a look at it now, and right down on the line of scrimmage. Watch to the left, and you'll see how it looks like Newhouse is going to break cleanly out in the open with short yardage. Leads you to believe once in a while. And Carson at 240 really pins him in a hurry.
He just sort of ran over the blocker who was in front of Newhouse, Herbert Scott. Vikings have scored in the second quarter against Seattle. It's 13-7 in that game. First down, Dallas here at the 25. Newhouse and Dorsett, the running backs. First down, here we go again. And there's the pass again. And there goes Roger down again under the blitz by Van Pelt and Kelly. Both of them had a shot.
Tell you, the Giants play that 34 pretty well. This is the first time they've actually used it against anybody. Watch Mendenhall right on the nose, get as close to Fitzgerald as he can. What that does is really open up those lanes to either side of him. That's where the linebackers are coming.
You know, Tommy, as you look at the play again, everybody that we talk to about that defense, 3-4, says the key man is the man who plays over the center. And I would think Mendenhall ought to be good at that.
Oh, he will be dynamite. And he's very short and cagey, you know.
He's in front of Fitzgerald. It'll be 2nd and 19, a 9-yard loss on that sack by Van Pelt and Kelly. And the blitz is on again. This time they pick it up reasonably well, knock it down. The ball goes behind the intended receiver, Billy Joe Dupree. Roger again under heavy pressure, though.
I wonder if Jeter got a little piece of that ball, number 70. Young man from USC in his second year is really improving as a defensive lineman. for the Giants. I think Mo Gillespie's really helped him, don't you?
Well, he's helped the whole defensive unit, I'm sure. In the way of being proud to wear that uniform, if nothing else.
I mean, you know, I think Mr. Mara, Wellington Mara, looks like he's really enjoying the season. It's an entirely different thing, isn't it, when they're in the games all the time?
I'll say. So it'll be third down, 19 now, 6:25 left before the half. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. Cowboys 7, Giants 3. Been a good close contest so far, and again they blitz. But this time, it is adequate. Mendenhall chases Staubach. He throws. Preston Pearson has it. First down, Dallas.
This is the third catch by Preston Pearson, and watch the great throw, because literally, other than the shotgun, Roger is really throwing this on the run as he goes toward the line of scrimmage. Watch him now drift, and as he's moving up toward the line of scrimmage, he really throws a strike. It's a great catch, too.
Puts him over 100 yards. Staubach passing so far in this.
Wonder if Staubach is doing some audibles at the line of scrimmage, or if Landry is still calling every play with the runner and all. How much latitude do you think he has, Pat?
They say about 25% of the plays he changes.
They better turn out right, though, huh?
Yeah. Or the latitude will go somewhere else. Second down. 8 to go as Drew Pearson goes in motion to the other side. Dorsett gets the carry. Dorsett. Brad Van Pelt reached out from underneath the blocker and took him down. The blocker was Rayfield Wright.
I wonder sometime if Tony's almost too fast for himself. The blockers, they can't get their blocks done fast enough to get out of his way. Watch to the right of your screen now. Watch number 33. He just accelerates into the blocks now. There's Newhouse's. Rayfield's got a pretty good block. Rayfield can't get it done and get away.
Dorsett's 7th carry. About 43 yards so far. 4:15, clock running. That's before the half. Cowboys lead 7-3. Again, Pearson comes in motion. Fake to Dorsett. Intended for Preston Pearson. Brad Van Pelt on the coverage, and the Cowboys send Danny White into the game.
This is where the punters are becoming so important, huh?
That's the final score. Green Bay defeated the Chicago Bears 24-14. Their record goes up to 5-1. We welcome those of you who watched that game and this one. Tampa Bay 30, Kansas City 13. That's the final. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Texas Stadium in Dallas, where the Cowboys lead 7-3. Danny White faked a run, then kicked. Again, a flag is down. Jimmy Robinson made the fair catch.
What do you suppose Danny White was thinking about doing on that? He had one blocked against St. Louis.
He's thinking about running. He has done that before. Fine athlete that he is.
Well, he works with Mike Ditka on those special teams, and if he ever runs and doesn't make it, he better, try to get a bus ticket.
He'll get more practice running in the other direction. We're going to bring it back.
Well, you're right, though. He is a good athlete, isn't he?
Super baseball player, they say.
If he was playing anywhere but here, I'm sure he'd be playing quarterback somewhere.
An eligible man downfield, number 32.
The eligible man downfield for Dallas was Dennis Thurman, the rookie from Southern California. I would imagine there'll be no fake runs now. It's not as good a kick either. Paid off for the Giants. Robinson again signals for the fair catch, drops it, and then drops number 85 on top of it at 31, and wisely so. So the Giants will take over at their own 31-yard line. 3 minutes, 49 seconds to go in the first half. Cowboys lead 7-3. First and 10 Giants at their own 31. 7-3. Dallas leads.
Sarchik is 2 for 5 for 67 yards.
And now the Giants do a little shifting with Al Dixon moving from left to right. Bobby Hammond is smothered by Jethro Pugh.
You know, Harvey Martin hurt himself falling down on Larry Zonka. Martin staying on the ground.
Baltimore 30, St. Louis 17. The Cardinals having a tough start under Bud Wilkinson.
I don't know if we're going to have a replay of this, but it was rather interesting what happens on this. Watch Harvey Martin chase the play and perhaps try to spear somebody on the ground to hurt them. I'm not sure. Watch what happens now right in front of your eye. Here comes Martin. Zonka's on the ground and Martin hits him, but it's Harvey that's actually hurt him, perhaps had the wind knocked it out of him.
I think that's what it is.
That really hurts when you're trying to breathe and the lungs are working and there's no oxygen.
And you can't.
Just sit there and do one of those Arkansas Razorback calls.
Which is very difficult with no breath. Houston 10, Oakland 7. That's the second quarter score. By the way, Baltimore's record now is 2-4. The Cardinals, as I said, 0-6. There's the rookie cornerback.
Boy, is he a good one, huh?
Terry Jackson, the brother, who was an all-pro with the Rams. Now at Oakland.
Oh, Harvey's all right, huh? He sort of sets the tempo, doesn't he? He's like a metronome with that Dallas defense. When he's up, they're up, it seems to me.
Larry Bethea, the #1 draft choice of the Cowboys this year from Michigan State, has replaced Harvey at right defensive end. And he's a player, too. Hammond and Zonka, the running backs behind Pisarcek. 2nd 10 for New York. Pisarcek drops. Ooh, the blitz from Henderson was on. And Pisarcek took some shot. In the meantime, the pass is complete to Robinson. Benny Barnes is down, and Henderson is also down.
Yeah, Pisarcek dropped like he had been hit with a bar of soap in a sock. But it was a good throw.
Henderson is up. He had a bad ankle, and that looks like what it might be again.
Well, he's so quick when he blitzes that he almost beat Pisarcek setting up, didn't he?
Joe did a heck of a job to get the ball out to Robinson. Here it is.
Okay, Henderson should come from the left side. Oh, man, he's in there in a hurry. Use the helmet to sort of get under Pisarcek's head.
Pisarcek is up. Henderson is still down. His place has been taken by Mike Hegman, but he's been down with the flu, and Guy Brown was working the first defensive unit. Cleveland, New Orleans score is final 24-16. Mike Hegman has taken Henderson's place, and Hollywood gets a cheer.
I'll tell you, Pat, if you take that nose guard off some of these people, they won't be using that helmet to spear with. It's a dangerous thing if you're trying to hit somebody in the mouth with it.
But then you won't be Hollywood anymore if you don't wear the nose guard. We can both testify to that. 3rd and short yardage. It is Bobby Hammond. He will not get it. Benny Barnes came up to make the tackle. Brunig had a shot in the backfield and missed, but held him just long enough for Barnes to get there.
And you know, Barnes has been playing with, he had chips removed from his ankle and he's had some troubles with his feet. Watch number 31 come up. And Hammond is not an easy target. 31 goes high, wraps him up safely, and good play.
Enter Dave Jennings, the Giant punter, whose last effort was 56 yards. He is averaging 46.6 today. This one won't be that far. Butch Johnson comes up, and this time some blockers are in front of him. But again, the Giants do an excellent job of bringing him down at the 30. Dan Lloyd was the tackler. There's Dave Jennings.
He was hamstrung a little bit on Friday.
He likes to work out in the regular drills.
Where, at Studio 54? Where does he work out? How does he pull a hamstring?
With the rest of the team.
Oh.
Maybe Studio 54 too. I don't know.
Right. It's a big city.
You can get lost there. 7-3 Dallas. 2:29 left on the scoreboard clock. That's before the half. With 31. Fake draw Newhouse. Pearson couldn't hang on. He was struggling in the arms of Ray Rhodes. He batted it. Flag is down back and so is Brad Van Pelt.
They really drilled Roger Staubach. They may get roughing the passer. That's what they're going to call for it. Almost a great catch by Mr. Pearson and great defense by Rhodes.
Word on Harvey Martin. There's Brad Van Pelt. He's had some shoulder problems before, and we'll watch him after we hear what Pat Haggerty has to say. And while he's getting ready, Harvey Martin has a hyperextended left elbow. He is being taped. Probably will be back.
Roughing the passer, number 55, defense.
You know what we're seeing, though? This is the calls on Brian Kelly, who will come from the top of your screen. But you've hit my quarterback. Now we're going to hit your quarterback. It's almost something that should be in the Fall Classic, as they call it. You can see Kelly hitting him from behind. Remember, they hit Joe Pisarcik pretty hard earlier.
I do recall. That's what got rid of Thomas Henderson. Pisarcik got up, so did Staubach. Dorsett struggles inside Giant territory. Off the left tackle. Blocking of one Pat Donovan. Brian Kelly made the tackle. Gosh, you remember that game here last year that we did? So hot.
Almost had a few Giant players that really almost died, didn't they?
Oh, Troy Archer, I think, spent the whole plane ride on the way back to New York, lying on his back, and they were really concerned about him. It is 7-3 now. 2 minutes to play first half. 2nd and 4, Dallas. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Texas Stadium in Dallas. Or Irving is more correct, which is about halfway between Dallas and Fort Worth.
Giant defense has held the Cowboys rushing game to 59 yards. Not a bad first half in that 3.
Staubach has thrown 15 times. Blitz again, and this time it's picked up. He lays it out in the direction of Billy Joe Dupree, but the coverage again is good. This time it's Beasley Reese, who used to be a Cowboy.
Looks like they might have had a little bit of a nickel defense where Beasley, with that good speed, sort of plays the inside safety man at about 5 yards and then fills from under. That's really technical talk. I'm not sure what that means, Pat. I apologize for that.
I understood it.
When we played, we just got 15 yards and hoped they didn't run by us.
3rd down 4 now, Dallas. Jerry Goldstein warming up, along with Randy Dean with his back to you, the 3rd Giant quarterback, number 15. Los Angeles, San Francisco now. The Rams have equalized that field goal that 49ers got. 10-3 that score. We'll have all of the scores as we join Brent and Jane and Irv during the halftime of today's NFL game. Staubach gets outside and gets the first down. Roger scrambles to the 31. Terry Jackson made the tackle. But that marvelous athlete is a joy to watch.
At 36. Now watch the almost clipping to the top of your screen. Watch Mendenhall put in a big rush, and Rafferty finally has to turn and sort of hit him from behind the ankles. But must have done it legally. And now Rogers on his way. You're right. He is still a graceful athlete. Look at him pull.
Here's Pearson.
Here's Mr. Fluid Drive, huh? Sidelines and up. Hello there. They must have deep help. Yeah, there was the safety man. I think Beasley Reese was running for the corner.
You just barely see his foot on this corner of your picture.
They like to hide. Those safety men try to hide in the shadows and jump out and make a big interception.
There's some shadows here. Staubach has had his conversation with Tom Landry. Well, no, not enough.
What's it on, Coach?
Touchdown on 2. 7-3 the score. 1:39 left on the scoreboard clock. That's a Dallas timeout. They have 2 left. Giants have all 3.
I wonder if he'll go to Tony Hill again, number 80.
Number 80 is Tony Hill. Number 88 is Drew Pearson. Those are the wide receivers. Billy Joe Dupree is still the tight end. Ball's on the 31-yard line of the Giants. Drew Pearson goes right, and Tony Hill now comes back to the left. Dorsett moves. Roger shifts back to that deep spot. They do not blitz it this time. It's a 4-man rush. A flag is down. Staubach gets out of bounds. Chased by Gary Jeter, but I believe Rayfield Wright is going to be called for holding on George Martin.
A couple of receivers were open, but I'll tell you that the Giant forward wall really gives Roger a chase from the shotgun. Now watch this. And Jeter to the top of the screen will keep on chasing number 12. Here they go. The flags are flying now. Mendenhall in for hot pursuit. And there's Jeter.
You know, when you drop that deep, it makes it a more difficult job for the offensive lineman.
Would you explain that one a little bit?
Well, it has to do with those angles that they talk about in hockey, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
If you stay in the pocket, that's what the whole passing attack is
Holding,
based on.
number 67, offense.
The holding is called against Pat Donovan, the other tackle.
Working on Jack Gregory. Minute 32 left. I guess nobody used the clock any better than Roger at this part in his career, huh?
We'll be coming at the half when you'll have scores and highlights from all around the league. Some surprises and some that went true to form. Goldstein on the headset on the Giants sideline. A minute 32 left to play before the half. This time the protection is not bad. And the completion goes to Preston Pearson out of bounds at the Giant 27. Brad Van Pelt chasing. And whenever you see the pass go to Preston Pearson, it seems like there's always a linebacker chasing.
And this one happens to be one that was an All-American safety man at Michigan State. Van Pelt can run. Now watch him. He's just in the wake. And Preston Pearson, the old basketball player of Illinois, is just open enough to make another catch. Fantastic. He's an easy rider too, you know.
Yeah. That's how he gets open so easy. Deceptive stride. Reminds you of Del Schaffner a little bit. You remember him?
It's true. That's right. And they're always nice guys, and they ask you about your family and all that, and you're wanting to get mad at them.
And all you're seeing is them with their back to you catching the ball. 2nd and 6. Ball at the Giant 27. The shotgun again is run. Run this time by Staubach. He'll be shy of the first down. He had to get almost to the 20 to get that. Brad Van Pelt made the tackle. Dallas scurries back. Clock is running with 1 minute and 8 seconds left to play. They still have 2 timeouts. That is to play in the first half. Cowboys lead 7-3.
Roger will try to get it stopped in some way and get Septien set up, I suppose.
Now he calls his timeout. Which he did not want to do. And they just burned up about 18 seconds there. Pisarcek, Joe, talking with John DeZiegel, who's been the Giant trainer for a long, long time.
He's tough, though. He played at Las Cruces right over here at New Mexico State. That's you play quarterback there. If you just survive there, you're not an easy guy to knock down.
What did you say before about Las Cruces?
All the bars have dirt floors. And great tequila, they say. That's the rumor.
Yeah. Well, there are good things in Dallas, too.
There's nothing like their cheerleaders. They really are Texas, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Dallas has 1 timeout remaining. The Giants have all 3 of theirs. And don't forget again, at the half, all the scores and highlights. And don't forget tonight, 60 Minutes, followed by Mary Tyler Moore, All in the Family, Alice, and Kaz. Keep your dial tuned right where it is. It's been an outstanding first half between the Cowboys and the Giants. 7-3, Cowboys lead. 3rd and 2. They're in field goal range of Rafael Septien, who hasn't had really much what you'd call an active year so far. He's just 2 out of 5. Danilo has tried 14 field goals, a Giant kicker. They are faking a blitz. Let's see if it's a fake. Yep. Inside fake handoff. Oh, look at Billy Joe Dupree. It's going to be a Dallas touchdown.
That's Billy Joe Dupree's first catch of the day. And as you said earlier, he is really Mr. Steady. Watch him now. He goes back inside, dives for 2 counts, and comes from left to right of the formation. His 4th touchdown pass of the year. Boy, is he wide open. How can you hide somebody at 6'5", about 230?
Well, you fake a screen first and then fake back the other way, and all of a sudden he appears from out of the artificial turf. Raphael Septien to try to make it 14-3. And he does.
That was an El Grande of a play. That makes a real different ball game for the Giants, coming back out now with a 14-3 deficit. And Mr. Landry has kept it together and gotten that score right before halftime and didn't have to settle for a field goal.
This is one I haven't seen before, and it looks like the Giants haven't either.
Well, the rush came on. They thought they had Roger in trouble, and Prey is wide open.
That was Jackson that went under his feet. Had really the only legitimate crack at Billy Joe Dupree to keep him from scoring.
You know, the tight ends, you can't touch them outside of that 5-yard zone. It's just darn near impossible to cover them up all the time anymore.
7 plays it took the Cowboys to go 69 yards to get that touchdown by Dupree, and the extra point by Raphael Septien. He's about to kick off now. This guy's a heck of an athlete, Septien.
Just because he's a kicker, you're saying that?
No, he's a fine skier. Ping pong, he plays very well. Bobby Hammond. To the 20 and out by Septien.
Goldstein's coming in at quarterback, a very good drop back passer, built on sort of a more fragile scale than Solano Joe Pisarcik, huh?
I'm just looking to see if Pisarcik had gone to the locker room or some sort of medical attention, or if he's still on the sideline in front of the Giant bench. I don't see him right now.
Darn good place for a quarterback.
There he is.
There's Joe.
Like his back might be bothering him just a bit. He had a sore back anyway, and he took a real wallop from Thomas Henderson. It'll be 1st and 10. 42 seconds left to play first half as Goldstein drops. Goldstein throws outside Doug Coder. He'll have a first down and heading for the sidelines. He does make it.
Smart
the clock is
football
stopped.
player, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Out of Kentucky.
Charlie Waters saying he didn't get out of bounds, but he did.
Goldstein goes back about 4 and sets it up. This is a good way to start out your series. He's obviously not warmed up to be hit or anything. And Coder takes it, dips in, and now tries to get out of bounds. Just makes it.
Giants have all 3 of their timeouts left. Line of scrimmage now is the Giant 42. 33 seconds left on the clock before the halftime. Dallas goes to a 3-man charge. Robinson couldn't find the handle. He was open across the middle, chased by Dennis Thurman. But he might have had enough to get another first down.
This play was almost too easy. He might have been looking to see how much running room he had. Actually, Giants only have 4 completions. Perkins hasn't caught a ball yet. Dixon hasn't caught a ball yet, the big tight end who's improving every week. Dallas must be playing some D.
Robinson comes out. Ernie Pugh is in now in his place. He split wide right. Perkins wide left. Giant center moved as the flag goes down. The reception is by Ernie Pugh. Same play that Robinson just ran.
It looked like the line of scrimmage was alive with action while Goldstein's still trying to call a snap.
Black, the offensive center, gave a little nudge before he snapped it.
New center, huh? New center and quarterback. I mean, same old center, but new QB.
Quarterback, right. Pat Haggerty will let us know.
Illegal motion. Offense. Declined.
The whole
3rd
offense.
down.
Well, Dallas really takes advantage of that. If you make a move, they all come like Harvey Martin.
There is little Mo, Dick Modulewski, who played at about 260 and now is less than 220.
Some kind of a guy, though. Wears red and blue rather well, doesn't he?
It's like he never left it. 3rd and 8. 23 seconds on the clock. A full house backfield with Robinson now coming out of it in motion. Thurman comes with him, and Coder runs the trap to the Dallas 38. Plenty enough for a first down before Cliff Harris made the tackle. 16 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock now. And again, the Giants are back in Dallas territory. They do call a timeout now, so they have 2 left.
Boy, that's attitude, you know. They could already be thinking about getting some Gatorade and flush out their mouths or something at halftime, but they're trying to get down and get 3 more points at least. Quick draw to Coder, who obviously is healed after the ankle injury.
And don't forget, next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern Time, 3:30 Central and Pacific, United States Tennis Association's Women's Indoor Tennis Championships.
Where's that, up Minneapolis?
Up in Minneapolis.
Are you up there?
Yes, sir. I'll be there, and then we'll be there for the Los Angeles Viking game the next day.
Okay.
The Jockey Club Gold Cup, the Fernd and Seattle Slew featured. The winner to be, if one of them does win, in all likelihood, the horse of the year. And the world's strongest men.
I'll be there, of course. Not as a broadcaster, just a competitor.
NFL lineman John Matusak of the Oakland Raiders and John Cobb, Pittsburgh Steelers, along with Brian Oldfield.
Oh, is he a monster?
He makes a lot of funny noises. 16 seconds left. Jerry Goldstein drops. Larry Cole got close to him. The pass down the middle, perhaps intended for Al Dixon. Flag is down back at the 45.
Might have been some holding. It looked like Randy White had his tractor in road gear, and somebody might have tried to tackle him. I don't think they did a very good job of it.
The word on Joe Pisarcik is that he took a shot to the jaw. Is a little bit woozy.
That's the first time I've ever seen that on a media note. It says a little woozy, W-O-O-Z-I-E. But he took that helmet from Henderson right in the face, really.
Holding, number 71, offense.
Holding against the Giants.
Gordon Gravel.
Blocking on Harvey Martin, who is back. By the way, they expect Pisarcik to be back in the second half as well. Goldstein now the Giant quarterback. 11 seconds left to go before the half. 14-3 Dallas. Look out. Goldstein for Dixon. Batted by Randy Hughes.
That ball was thrown so slowly and lobbed that it was almost impossible to intercept. Hughes tried to stay up there a long time.
Just couldn't wait for that thing to come down.
He's trying for Al Dixon, the big tight end down the middle.
That'll make it 5 more seconds left to play before the half. Dixon comes out and Gary Shirk replaces him.
Larry Zonka came in. I would anticipate a blocking role for number 39 in this series.
Or a screening role, maybe.
If I was a quarterback, I'd say go over to the left here, and if either White or Harvey Martin get near me, get them.
3 wide receivers come out, split wide to the right. Robinson, Perkins, and Dixon. They're going to do a little alley-oop. And out of bounds. That'll do it. Charlie Waters was over with Perkins. And the rest of the group. And now both groups will go to the locker rooms with the Dallas Cowboys at this point leading the Giants. Preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. Halftime score at Texas Stadium. Dallas 14, New York 3. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. Another half of football to go as yet. Here are the halftime stats, Tommy.
Okay, I guess the main thing might be the third down conversions, which you probably don't see there on the stat sheet, but Dallas was 6 of 9 on third down. The Giants were only 2 of 7. Pisarcik was 3 for 6 for 76. Roger Staubach, a good half, 11 for 17, 156 yards, and of course 2 TD passes, 1 to Hill and 1 to Dupre. Pretty good offensive half for the Dallas Cowboys, Pat.
And I think another thing, Tommy, you have to consider is in recent weeks, people have been able to throw the football against Dallas, and now that's not really the case. At least the Giants have not been able to do very successfully in here in the second half, in the first half, I mean.
Well, I think Harvey Martin and White got it together on the far side on that flex defense, and they really gave Pisarcik a lot of rush problems.
Pisarcik took a shot to the jaw from Thomas Henderson and was replaced by Jerry Goldstein, and it looks like Goldstein will come back and start the second half.
Goldstein, of course, in that last hurry-up drill was 1 for 5 for 15 yards. Cowboys are pretty much in control, and
those of us who were at CBS over the years who had a chance to work with George Grego all consider ourselves to be very lucky. He was a cameraman. He was a part of our team. We know each other in adverse circumstances and when times are good, and we get to know each other probably better than most people who work together. George Drago passed away last Tuesday. At his trade, he was one of the very best. As a man, he was much better than that. Our hearts are with his family, and we, his friends, join them in their grief.
I guess the big thing now for the Giants to do is to try to take some of the ball control back. The second period, they only got 14 plays off, and Dallas rolled off 23. Guess that putting the ball in play is more important than a lot of us that don't know football today a lot, you know, from the inside knee. There's Roger warming up. He's thrown the ball pretty well.
In recent weeks, he had not been able to put it all together in an entire football game. I remember last year at the end of the year, he never threw a bad pass. And every play the Dallas Cowboys ran looked like it might go for at least 15 yards. That hasn't been the case in recent games. But now, as Tom Brookshire just pointed out, he has been throwing better.
I think this division is tough, too. I think that St. Louis is going to win some football games that other people don't believe possible. And the Eagles are improved. Washington's a pretty fair country football team.
They're 6-0 now as they beat Detroit today 21-19, and the event that you might not have heard that, Philadelphia lost to New England, so their record is now 3-3. The winner of this game will be 4-2, but still 2 full games behind the Redskins. Deep for the Giants, Bobby Hammond and Ernie Pugh. And Raphael Septien will kick off for Dallas. Another half of football to go.
There's Guy Brown, one of those runaway linebackers that would like to play for Landry and company whenever it's time. We'll watch him on this kickoff, huh?
6'4", 230-pound Guy Brown, backup man. It'll be Hammond at the 12. 14-3 Dallas as we start the second half, and Hammond knocked out of bounds by Septien. Dave Stalls also helped out. Giants' first possession of the second half, and it will be Jerry Goldstein at quarterback.
I'm just wondering the different style offense we will see. You can see Jennings keeping those legs limbered up.
Gosh.
Boy, it's like he could do a Toulouse-Lautrec.
Or at least a ballet dance. Back deep goes Hammond behind Zonka. The rest of the Giant lineup remains the same, and it's Hammond running out of a deep back spot, taken down by D.D. Lewis, with help, I believe, from Aaron Kyle. That's right.
Boy, Harvey Martin really wants to play today. Number 79 came outside and took Zonka on and strung that play out. I'm wondering about Goldstein as compared to Pisarcik, as the way he will attack this Dallas defense. He looks more like a drop-back quarterback to me than the tough guy that can throw it in the face of the big rush.
He started the season as the regular quarterback, and then Pisarcik came in and did such a job, he took over. Goldstein, the classic passer, much more than Pisarcik. Zonka leans into the middle of the line, stopped by too tall Jones.
Coach McVay going with Goldstein, who's thrown it 10 times before that first half, so now he's got 15 shots for 4 completions.
Houston leading Oakland 17-7.
Wow.
Must have gotten their internal problems worked out down there.
Of course, got to watch Oakland in the last minute. They can double dribble it for a couple of touches late.
This Dallas defense has not given up a touchdown in the last 9 quarters. Bobby Hammond and Doug Coder on third down. And they give to Hammond, and Hammond is wrapped up in the middle by Larry Cole.
Well, that was a throwing down, which Goldstein decided not to throw on and just go inside with the play. I wouldn't say that's a give-up play, but it's going to be hard to get 7 yards off tackle against Dallas on third down.
So Dave Jennings enters the picture again. Jennings has averaged 44 yards today. He is 44-8 on the season. He always kicks well in this stadium. Butch Johnson back deep, single for Dallas. Line drive this time. Johnson handles right at the 20. Comes right straight up the field to the 32-yard line. About a 12-yard return from Butch Johnson. So the Dallas Cowboys will take over with their first possession of the second half. Dallas leads the Giants 14-3. Newhouse and Dorsett, the Dallas setbacks. Billy Joe Dupree, the tight end, and Tony Hill and Drew Pearson both split wide to the right. First down, Cowboys. Dorsett, the ball carrier, squirms for about 5. Stopped by John Mendenhall.
Giants are playing that 34 pretty well for their first time under fire, right? But Roger was throwing a lot on first down in that first half against it.
Now at the second. We'll often see the Dallas speed receivers, Hill and Dorsett on the Hill and Pearson on the same side of the field. They don't do it now. Newhouse comes back into the backfield. Billy Joe Dupree comes in motion. Fake to Newhouse. Out to Drew. Oh, he had a herd in front of him. Terry Jackson sifted right through the blockers and made the tackle.
Great defensive play by the rookie Jackson from San Diego State. But do you realize the different wrinkles that the Dallas offensive play had that time? They had Slotman to the right. Billy Joe Dupree came in motion. Both backs shifted out, and then they screened back to the right side. And here comes the 7th Cavalry out, and Jackson slips through Rayfield's block and makes a good tackle. But Dallas has 9 different ways on the same play to make it look different.
If Jackson doesn't make that tackle, that's 6. He had 2 more blockers out in front of him. First down, Cowboys at the 45 now. They lead 14-3. First down pass. Dorsett. Open field tackle is made by Beasley Reese. And that's a tough job to get him down in the open field like that.
And cleanly. Van Pelt that time was trying to blitz from the linebacking spot and fell down. And so they actually screened in this area. Watch the left part of your screen. You'll see number 10. He's usually pretty agile. He starts falling down, and Scott just sort of nudges him in, and he's down there while they throw right over in his area. Here's where Reese makes the good tackle. Hello.
Jerry Goldstein, the Giants sideline, and Dallas has it 2nd and 7. Again, they look out of sync a little bit. Staubach gets away from one man, shovels it in the direction of Tony Dorsett, and the incomplete pass is called.
Remember, the official now has to decide whether Roger was trying to avoid losing yardage, and then even if he threw it and hit a guy in the back of the head that was a receiver, he could still penalize him. But in this case, they thought Roger was really trying to do this. Very cleverly done, I'll say that.
It's the old basketball pass with the thumbs.
Yeah, it looks like take it to the middle man as we go down the floor, right? Watch it now as he moves to his right now, then to his left, because here comes
Van Pelt.
Van Pelt, and then the two-handed push shot.
Executed well, nevertheless. It's 3rd and 7. 10:31 left to play, 3rd quarter. Blitz over the head of Preston Pearson. Flag is down.
I think Jeter roughed Roger Staubach. He came through late, and Roger's still on the ground holding his head.
Staubach up slowly. But that's what it's going to be.
Jeter had a long time to pull up that time. This is getting to be a brushback war.
Pisarcik is already out. Staubach is now shaken. Word on Pisarcik is he is still woozy. Before they told us he should be back. Now they say he may be
Personal
back.
foul. Roughing the passer. Number 70. Defense. First down.
Jeter, watch him.
We're not trying to point anybody out and shake our finger. It's just that defensive line, you know, anytime he launches himself and can't control it, you understand that. But they've got to use their head going into that pocket or they could really hurt someone.
So it'll be first down Dallas at the Giant 36. Dorsett moves in behind Newhouse, and he'll get the carry. He gets inside the 30. Pickup of about 8. Brad Van Pelt finally made the tackle. Dorsett. I'll tell you in just a minute what he's done. San Francisco trails Los Angeles by a touchdown. Third quarter, 17-10. Dorsett, 9 carries, 52 yards.
Watch the little shift, Pat. He starts out to the left behind Newhouse. Watch him go to the right now. And you know, everybody says instinctively, but he does that at such a high rate of speed. I've never seen anybody do it quite like that.
Maybe Gale Sayers, but nobody else. Dorsett will get the carry again. This time he got trouble, but cut back for a couple of yards. Brad Van Pelt again. John McVay looks on.
Attitude, that's what it's all about in pro football, and the Giant attitude right now is good. They don't have all the firepower that the Cowboys have yet. You know, Sayers used to cross over and pull away and cut back against the grain.
And pick up speed.
Yeah, and number 33 does it all at that subdued speed, and then he turns it on. It's just done. It's very easy looking.
2 yards they need for a first. The line of scrimmage is the Giant 28. Timeout is called, but I frankly don't know who called it. I'm told it was Dallas. It's 14-3. The Cowboys lead New York. We have 8:56 left to play third quarter. Texas Stadium in Dallas, a sellout crowd. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. The Cowboys lead the Giants 14-3. 3rd and 2, Dallas. They're on the Giant 28.
Wonder what Pearson's doing in there, Preston Pearson.
He's probably going to block. Guess not. Yes, he did.
He sure did.
Gary Jeter made a tackle, but Dallas got the first down at the 25.
I think one of the proudest guys today will be Rayfield Wright. You're looking right down the line of scrimmage. Rayfield's playing right tackle for the first time since the 76th season. He had a bad knee, and he's come so far back. And I just have a feeling number 70 is going to be happily sore tomorrow morning. Don't you imagine?
I would imagine so. And if he can come back, the other folks that'll be happy will be Tom Landry and his coaching staff. Not that Andy Frederick didn't do a good job, but replacing a man like Wright is doggone near impossible. Here's the hand back to Dorsett. He gets tangled up with Pat Donovan, and now he gets tangled up with John Mendenhall. Jack Gregory. Harry Carson also got a piece.
Now number 12 will be getting a pass play.
Being a comeback team.
Look at that, they're ahead by 2 in the third.
21-19. Vikings, who are in a strange position this year of chasing the Packers. Here's the blitz. Looking for Tony Hill. Getting Tony Hill.
The Giants came with the blitz, and Tony Hill was running, and Roger Staubach stayed in there. And Patrick, you want to see a quarterback know he's going to get hit. There's Carson going to hit him, and Brian Kelly, a perfect throw, and Hill has him beat to the corner.
There will be those who criticize Ray Rhodes. Look at Listen, Ray, that's a Giant pennant that he's jumping up and down on. I started to say there'll be those who criticize Ray Rhodes, but when you come with a blitz like that and you get caught in the blitz, that's a tough job, Thomas.
Well, I'll tell you, especially on a fast track like this, artificial surface in this stadium.
And with a guy coming at you like Tony Hill. Rafael Septien is successful with his field goal, with his extra point attempt. It is Dallas 21, The Giants 3 with 7:19 left to play third quarter. The Dallas scoring drive took 9 plays. They went 67 yards, and they kept it for a while. 7:19 left to play third quarter. Bobby Hammond and Ernie Pugh back deep for New York. Good kick from Rafael Sepien. It's Pugh, a yard deep in his own end zone. Cut down from the outside by Aaron Kyle. Danny White had been warming up for the Dallas Cowboys on the sideline.
The Giants came in here averaging 136 yards rushing a game and 151 yards passing a game, but they've really been kept completely under control by Dallas.
Next week here on CBS, Detroit against Atlanta, Tampa Bay against the Giants, Washington, Philadelphia, Dallas, St. Louis, all next Sunday. The doubleheader games, Rams, Minnesota, New Orleans, San Francisco. We'll be in Minnesota. Check your local listings. Find out what game you'll see. It is Goldstein throwing for Perkins and knocked down by Benny Barnes. A spectacular play.
You want to hear a round of applause for a cornerback? Listen to this. He's had all the injuries and he's been maligned a little bit about some coverage recently. That was a great play. You don't know your whole life passes before you when you're just playing the ball like this. And the receiver's out there. Good play.
Intended for Johnny Perkins. So it'll be 2nd and 10. And you get in those situations. It's 17-0. Now the Chargers over Denver. Dan Dornick is the ball carrier, and the tackler is Benny Barnes.
Over land or sea, right? Isn't that funny how a back can get turned on and the play happens to put him in that right position 2 times in a row.
Benny Barnes had an off-season operation on his foot. Remember, he had such an outstanding year last year.
I like him because he'll do the dirty things too, Pat. You know what I mean? He'll just go down and cover whatever you want him to do.
His coach, Mr. Landry, says he is the best that there is on special teams. Best in the league, best in football.
That's something, eh?
I'll say. Third down, 11. Cowboys blitz. Cliff Harris hits. Intended for Robinson.
Hello, defense. All right, it's a little sneak back pattern from left to right. You'll see Robinson trying to sneak under there. And here's the Baptist laying it on him. Very legal, but boy, that's rough. He's quite a safety man.
Please don't throw it high again. Jennings standing back at his own 7. But again, he doesn't catch it very well. Butch will get into Giant territory, or did for 2nd. Flag goes down. Dan Lloyd down quickly. The coverage.
Like the clip might have been on 21. The Giants, looks like Billy Bryant thought he was clipped. Of course, I think all of you do that are covering punts that way.
Somebody was talking not too long ago about how many clipping penalties are called on punting plays, or have been called so far this year. 1 out of 4. And that's...
Well, there are no easy plays anymore for the officials or for the players or anything. There's a big swirly mass. Bergie told me the other day it's all elbows and knees and everybody's in every play.
Here's the call from
We have
Haggerty.
holding, number 43 on the run back, 1st down.
This time it's holding against number 43, which of course is Cliff Harris.
A few years ago, we used to get a breather once in a while to be a solo tackle or something, and everybody'd sort of just watch 2 guys do it. But now it seems like everybody's involved.
That's before they spend any extra time on special teams.
That's right.
6 minutes left to play third quarter. The quarterback for Dallas is still Staubach. Setbacks Dorsett and Newhouse. Pitch back to Newhouse. And a cut back by Newhouse. Robert for 14 yards. 15 perhaps. And the Dallas 1st down. Jack Gregory made the tackle.
Guess who made the key block? Tony Dorsett. Number 33 went over and really sealed off the hole.
Maybe we can watch it.
All right. to the right of the screen. Watch 33. Let's see if he takes the safety man and cuts him down.
He cut down Beasley Reese. Newhouse does the rest. First down, Dallas. They're at the Giant 46. They lead 21-3. The Cowboys do. 5 minutes, 20 seconds left to play, third quarter. Dorsett deep. Van Pelt led the tacklers, accompanied by Harry Carson. Dorsett had gone out of the game a little bit earlier with a sore ankle, and it might be still a little tender.
This big fella, he's had a bad thigh for a while, Van Pelt. He could go to Hollywood and be a leading man, I think, don't you? He's big, sort of a Tarzan type guy, I guess.
I don't know if he can swim or not. Los Angeles 24, San Francisco 10.
Can he swing from the vines? That's what we're worried about, right?
Staubach with good protection. Drew Pearson. I juggled it. It's going to be incomplete. Same thing happened in Washington on Monday night.
I like the way the other official came up, though, and helped the fellow that was perhaps watching the feet by telling him that the hands were moving. The two of them worked the play on the sidelines very well. Watch this. And the fellow here is watching the feet. Watch to the left center. The other official says, no, the hands were going. He was batting it around.
Ray Rhodes was the defender. So it'll be 3rd and 9, Dallas.
Well, we all try to blame the officials, you know. I don't think the players, I know I'm not as efficient in my job as the officials are at theirs.
That's the truth. Dedicated. The rush is by Jeter. He got Roger by the shirt, and Danny White will come out.
What a play by number 70. He's going on an outside twist. Watch him now. Gregory will go inside, and number 70 swings outside. And I think Donovan might have gotten tangled up with Gregory or being held a little bit, and Jeter makes a good sack.
Jimmy Robinson, Bobby Hammond back deep for New York. Number 11 is Danny White. He's a high one this time. Robinson goes up and fakes. It'll go into the end zone. Look who's down there knocking it back. Benny Barnes. So the Giants will gain possession at their own 20, where it will still be Jerry Goldstein at quarterback. They trail by that score. Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, where the host Cowboys lead the Giants 21-3. The Giants without a first down in the third quarter. Goldstein still the quarterback and looks for Robinson. Overthrows him. Benny Barnes came up, cut off the passing pattern.
Too Tall had him a little by the arm, too.
With millions of dollars being bet, they say, illegally every Sunday on pro football, did you ever wonder why they don't make it legal?
I wondered that.
Well, that's what Dan Rather talks to Pete Rozelle about on 60 Minutes, immediately following this game this evening.
Commissioner, huh? Should be interesting.
Dan Rather's a great sports fan. Goldstein had to throw quickly and does. Perkins makes the catch very close to a Giant first down. It would be the first one in this quarter.
Tell you, Dallas defense isn't going to give them much now with a 21-3 lead, and you can't steal first base. Here's the play. Goldstein now is trying to find anything that will work, and these are very short plays that are not quite going to get first downs or touchdowns.
That one just barely got a first down. That's the first one of this quarter for the New York Giants. Just outside the 30, Bobby Hammond and Larry Zunka, the running backs. Robinson comes in motion. Hammond. Barnes came up and forced it, took Zonka's block and made the tackle, but nevertheless Hammond got 5.
When you've got small flankers, you can't expect them to block, obviously, like big tight ends, but Robinson at 175 pounds went back and made a pretty good block to get him out there. Barnes did make a good defensive play.
5-yard pickup by Hammond behind that Zonka block and make it 2nd and 5. Mike Hegman remains in the game, replacing Thomas Henderson. He goes to the strong side linebacker spot. D.D. Lewis is on the weak side. Brunig in the middle. Dan Dornick struggled for 2 or 3. Randy White on the tackle.
Giants still haven't gotten the ball to Dixon, the big tight end they have, 6'5" receiver. Maybe Goldstein will try to figure out where he is here and short pass.
Minnesota 28, Seattle 19. That's the third quarter score. Seattle had been ahead 13-0. Minnesota wins. That sets up a big game next week for us. The Rams will visit the North. Dixon goes in motion. Hammond squirts through for the first down. Well, he hits a hole in a hurry, doesn't he?
Pretty good drive. That's 2 first downs in a row. The crowd now just sitting and watching their favorite Cowboy do his thing, but the Giants really need some points in this period before facing number 4.
It is now 10 quarters since anybody has scored a touchdown against Dallas.
They're much more physical today than they appeared to be last Monday night, too.
Or the week before when we were here when they played St. Louis. A Giant first down at their own 42. Down to about a minute left, third quarter, by the time they get this play started. Durnick and Taylor, the running backs for Giants. Goldstein looks to Dixon. The ball is tipped by D.D. Lewis. He's upset because he didn't make the interception. Sorry.
Nobody was in front of him either. Here's the play, and I hope Goldstein isn't listening to me, because getting the ball to Dixon right now is not safe. Look at the linebackers dropped. D.D. doesn't have anybody between his 50, that 50, and the goal line. That's the reason he was clapping those hands.
The Raiders, as they seem to do almost every week, coming back against Houston, 17-14 score. The snake has begun to hiss a bit. 2nd and 10, make it here. Goldstein drops blitz. Too tall Jones first, followed by Mike Hegman.
Actually, Michael Ochek had a pretty good block on Too Tall Jones. Goldstein ran away from the blitz and ran right into number 72.
What a terrible thing to do.
Yeah, Michael Ochek had a pretty good setup on him, the big right tackle. Watch the left of your screen. You'll see that Goldstein feels the pressure of Dede and Henderson coming on him, or Hegman coming on it. Ran right into Too Tall. It's like stepping on the railroad tracks.
And running into the locomotive.
The local locomotive, right.
And now that awful situation where it's 3rd and 21. Hammond and Coder now the Giant setbacks. Larry Cole into the defense for Dallas. Cole. Al Dixon has it knocked loose by Cliff Harris. He had it, he juggled it, and then he got the hit.
That's called timing. Watch Dixon come from the left part of your screen and open up. He gets one hand on it, and the second time he tries to get control, Harris sticks him right in the bread basket.
Jennings back again. Butch Johnson alone, single safety for Dallas. Busy day for Jennings, and this one he really catches. Johnson retreats to the 15. Finds a little bit of room, gets out to the 33. I see Andy Frederick coming in. He'll be the offensive right tackle now, as Rayfield Wright will get a rest. Dorsett, Newhouse, and Staubach will be the backs.
Jennings really drilled another one, didn't he?
He's so tall. Got so much leverage. When he catches it, the ball is just frightened.
He was a PP and K guy, wasn't he?
Yep.
Didn't he?
He's been at it a while.
You probably covered one of his contests, didn't I realize
I'm sure I did. What is this, 19 years? PP and K?
That's right.
Fake. Batted up in the air and batted away. It was Gary Jeter. Staubach dropped the pass, and Jeter knocked it down.
Jeter's getting more confident every week. Of course, he's gotten to play because Archer, number 77, the super right tackle, has had the bad knee and cannot play. And so number 70 has been playing, and of course he says that's the only way you can learn in this league. come out of USC as an All-American, you can play. You just need some experience.
6'4", 260. High draft choice.
And a little belligerent, which, you know, you've got to have a little bit of a nasty edge to play defense.
Also helps to be 6'4", 260. 7 seconds left to play, third quarter, as Staubach gives Dorsett. He hurdles out to about the 39. Gary Jeter made the tackle. That's the end of the third quarter. Dallas dominated. The Giants finally made a couple of first downs, but through 3 quarters of play, the Cowboys 21, the Giants 3. 21-3, Dallas over New York. Irving, Texas, the home of Texas Stadium. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. First play of the fourth quarter coming up. Roger Staubach has 3 touchdown passes. He's got the protection. Got Tony Hill.
Goes through Drew Pearson's hands and into Tony Hill's hands. And cleanly.
Last year, that would have been an incomplete pass.
Isolate is on Drew, who's going to clear out and go under. Being covered. Watch this. Boom. Right on through. Just like it was meant that way.
I got to think that Tony Hill was in the wrong place.
I think he was supposed to clear out and let Drew. Receivers want to catch them all.
First down, Dallas. The Giant 35. It'll be Newhouse. Jukes it back to the outside, and Harry Carson takes him out of bounds. He nevertheless got about 5.
You know, he sort of gives you the impression of a rhinoceros, right, at mating season. But I'll tell you something, he's pretty darn effective. He dipped in there that time and got outside, and he did a pretty good job. It's not a fancy dip. Boy, would I hate to be tackling him for a living.
Not much of a target.
Hey, nothing but big legs and knees.
A helmet.
Yeah, that's about it.
He got 4 on that play. It'll be second 6. Dallas 31. New York 31. Dallas football. Fake Newhouse. The option is Dorsett. He's got enough for a first down. He goes out of bounds at the 23. They saw Denver run that play against them in the Super Bowl, and they put it into their repertoire.
And Roger ought to be able to stick this one in and ride it pretty well, right? He's a great athlete anyway. Fakes the belly to Newhouse, who then blocks the linebacker, and toss it back to Dorsett and get out of the way.
Jackie Smith had been in on that last play to block. He goes out along with Dorsett. So the setbacks will be, let's see, Preston Pearson and Robert Newhouse.
Well, he goes to the corner pattern once in a while down here on first down close.
He threw a touchdown pass to Tony Hill earlier. Went to the corner twice, in fact. He fakes, jumps back to the inside, goes out of bounds at the 20 by Gary Jeter and Brad Van Pelt.
You know, knowing how to fall down for young players that are listening in is almost as important as how to run or throw it or catch it. And Roger's really a master at keeping out of really violent contact, isn't he?
There was a time when he wasn't, when he would challenge tacklers. Remember, he missed part of 1 year. There's the book on him today. Good day. I guess he watched Fran Tarkenton do it a few times, because there's nobody that senses trouble and gets down any better than he does.
Get down, get down. He must say that over and over.
Dallas offensive line has Donovan and Frederick the tackles. John Fitzgerald still the center. Rafferty and Scott are the guards. Roger Staubach looked into the corner for a minute, now stays on his feet, gets inside the 20 for a couple, down to the 18. Mendenhall with a hammerlock takes him down.
Good coverage by that secondary. Take a look at the blocking on the line of scrimmage and see how much time Staubach has, which he does have. Pretty good blocking. You can see Carson now, the middle linebacker, moving out. Jeter being blocked. Mendenhall waiting for Roger to make his move. They try to the containment approach, and it works. What they really want is a T-bone steak. They want to really get him where he can't get away and hit him.
Seems like for those quarterbacks to run. Not many of them will beat you running. 9 out of 12 on third down conversions for Dallas. They already were the best in the league at that. Staubach with adequate protection, throws across the middle to Tony Hill. Hill got one block, or attempted a block from Drew Pearson, and he struggled inside the 10, enough for a first down. He might be shaking a little bit, though.
Looked like he might have really had the wind knocked out of him that time. Rhodes hit him pretty hard low, and he sort of hit on his back, I believe.
See what it looks like.
Actually, Butch Johnson is running a corner pattern to the right part of your screen. You won't see him. But coming left to right will be number 80. You're going to see him. After he catches it, he's a whirling dervish. Good tackle by Rhodes, and Brian Kelly sort of makes him like an accordion.
The Hill is still down. Dallas medical staff looking at him right now. Dallas will have the ball first and goal at the 8.5. Jackie Smith is checked in for Dallas now. Tony Hill over on the sideline. He was shaken up on it last play, and I think, as Tom Brookshire pointed out, it's just that he got the wind knocked out of him. So it'll be a Dallas first down and goal at the 8.5. If they're going to score a touchdown, I'd like to see Jackie Smith do it.
Good thought. This is the Super Bowl team that I think most of us have been looking for all year, that just goes out and plays 4 quarters of good football both ways, special teams, and literally squashes the opposition. That is playing very well. The Giants have given it back every time they had a chance to. A little bit outclassed.
Now, when you keep the ball all the time, that's a sign of a good team. But you so dominate that defense. Not that they've really done that so far, but they keep them on the field all the time. Billy Joe Dupree is lined up as the tight end to the right. Butch Johnson and Drew Pearson to the other side. It's going to be that outside trap, fake draw, whatever. Dorsett gets inside down to about the 4.
That little Terry Jackson can really play. Looks like he might be hurt again. That rookie is one of the few people I've seen tackle Tony Dorsett in the open field and make it count.
He's been hurt all week long and hadn't really been able to work much in practice. That's not going to help. So Terry Jackson is now being looked at. That's the 5-yard line, and Dallas has about 4.5 to go, 4.5 and goal to go. 21-3 they lead right now. Terry Jackson walked off the field under his own power. Here's why we were concerned.
Sometimes it's not the varsity, does it? It's your own man. Carson hit him on the leg as they make the tackle together. We had to pull away from that.
Dallas out of the huddle quickly. Preston Pearson is the only setback behind Staubach. 4.5 away from the touchdown, and Roger throws. Jackie Smith almost had it. Here is the end of that replay we were attempting to show you.
It just shows you that it is a collision game, football I'm speaking of, and it's Carson's chasing around the middle linebacker that falls into Terry Jackson's knee that really does the injury. But young Jackson walked off in pretty good shape.
Raphael Septien. Be about the 11, so a 21-yard field goal, make it 22. Charlie Waters holding. 2 out of 5 is all Septien has been so far, but this one, if everything goes right, snap and hold should be good. And is. Dallas Cowboys 24, New York Giants 3. And Dallas has been in control, particularly in this second half. 11:23 left to play. We're going to be watching Benny Barnes on this kickoff by Raphael Septien. There's number 31.
Boy, I hope he covers it. You know, it'd be embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Ernie Pugh and Bobby Hammond back deep for the Giants, and it'll be Ernie Pugh. From the goal line. Out of bounds by Mike Hegman with authority.
I think Barnesy, the 7-year man from Stanford, is what we call the safety on this kickoff. He's going over, and what he's hoping is that the run back man does not get away from Hegman, which he didn't. He was really nailed. So you get a good deep drop and cut him off.
Well, he had to stay in the game and play cornerback. No, he doesn't. Dennis Thurman's in there in his place now.
I'll tell you, when we played, I didn't know some of the guys in our kickoff teams.
I made it my business to know.
You had to.
In the need of protection. Here's Hammond. Underneath Hegman. Loss of a yard. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Minnesota 28, Seattle 26.
Hey, Patera's team doesn't back off at all, do they? They play it right down to the ever-loving wire. Seattle something.
Jack Patera, of course, is the head coach. And if they don't back off, they get that from their coach. Because he wouldn't back off as a player or any kind of participant. Second down, 10 yards to go. Dunick, one of the setbacks. It's intercepted by Charlie Waters to the 35. And now to the 30. And Waters spins around, and Dallas will take it over from there. Run, Nikolajczyk made the tackle.
Second interception for Charlie Waters. And at least Goldstein did what I like. Watch after number 12 throws the interception. He gets pretty good protection. Throws the interception, but number 12 went over to the flat to make the tackle. Had Waters gotten away, but he hadn't cut back inside. I'll tell you, the man from Clemson has made himself really a class football player, and he's really worked at it.
8 straight times Dallas has beaten the Giants. It looks like they might do it again. And how about this score? San Diego 20, Denver nothing.
Must be playing in Glorieta Bay or something.
One team's playing in the Bay and the other one's dry. Staubach trying to throw down the middle to Drew Pearson, but the heavy rush was by Gary Jeter. And Staubach again is slow in getting up.
You know, if there's a little time on that play, excuse me, I forgot what I was talking about.
She heard you.
Those crossing patterns with Pearson are really deadly. I was talking to Johnny Simak about defending against it. And the longer, of course, Staubach has the ball, the deeper your secondary goes, and then Drew's under him going all the way across. It's really tough.
Oakland 21, Houston 17. The Oilers had been ahead 17-0 at one time. Charlie Waters set this possession up with his interception. Staubach fell down. Got the ball to Newhouse. And Newhouse got the Dallas first down. Beasley Reese made the tackle. Let's look at that one again.
Some handoff. Watch Roger fall down, but he gets the ball to the Rhino. Look at this. Not bad execution for a busted play. Isn't it funny how everybody sort of pulls up and they think it's a mistake for just a fraction?
Tom Landry would not reflect what the score is by any means. The House gets the Dallas first down at the Giant 18. 9:40 left to play. Dallas leads 24-3. Throws back over to Tony Hill. Steps inside the block.
Ooh.
Steps inside the 10 to the 6-yard line. Bill Bryant made the tackle.
Boy, does he put his head down like a running back, number 80. Roger faking the play to the left side of the action, screening right. Watch number 80 put his head down. He is not timid, folks.
First and goal, Dallas. The Giants 6. Score in the first game was 34-24. And after breaking on top, Dallas relaxed a little bit in that game, and the Giants came roaring back. They haven't relaxed today. 8:50 left to play in the contest. Handoff Newhouse. Stays on his feet inside the 5 to the 4. Brad Van Pelt made the tackle.
Staubach is 17 of 30 for 246. 2 touchdown passes. 3 touchdowns, 2 to Hill and 1 to Dupree.
Hill comes back in from the Dallas sideline with a play. Butch Johnson checks out. Just inside the 5 will be the line of scrimmage. Dallas taking a long time in the huddle. 30-second clock ticks down to 10 seconds. Picked off by Van Pelt.
Roger was picked off by Jack Gregory just before Van Pelt got the interception.
Intended for Drew Pearson. He never could break clear.
Right of your screen. From Chattanooga to Delta State, watch Jack Gregory. Boom.
Brad Van Pelt, who's had an outstanding game with the interception in the end zone. The Giants will take it over at their own 20. Giants have the football. Goldstein, the quarterback. Pisarcik was shaken up just before the half and has not returned. That's Doug Coder. 10 yards, 11, first down. Giants. Dennis Thurman made the tackle.
Tell you, Clack and Van Horn opened a pretty good hole. Right where Randy White lives, I believe. Van Horn turning out, Clack going through on Brunig. And Coder makes a move. It's about the best running play that Giants have had this half, isn't it?
It is the best. That's their third first down of this half. Dunick and Coder, the running backs, and again Duck gets good yardage out close to the 40. Hegman made the tackle. Los Angeles in command in that contest, 27-10. Giants have a man hurt.
J.T. Turner, is it?
That's right.
Oh, he has turned out to be an outstanding football player. Wampler took him from a defensive lineman to an offensive guard, and he has really passed the test with flying colors. He's done an outstanding job.
J.T. Turner, the right offensive guard.
Ah, that's better. He's
Gets up with some snap.
always worried if they go to the wrong bench, but he's going to be all right. He just got hit, huh? He's an honor student, you know. Went to Duke. He's a very bright fellow.
He is going to the right bench. Third down 2 situation coming up for the Giants. Just over 7 minutes left to play. Dallas leading 24-3. Looks like the Cowboys will move their record up to 4-2. Washington again has already won. They are 6-0. And the Giants will tie the Eagles at 3-3. Here's Dornick, first down.
Hey, he's a load, isn't he? The rookie from Washington State up there. He really bangs it in there. He had 55 yards last week and 79 the week before against San Francisco.
Averaging almost 6 yards a carry. Dornick, they list him as 210. He looks bigger than that.
Sure does.
Again, we remind you that Dan Rather will be talking with NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle on 60 Minutes tonight, immediately following this game, about why gambling on professional football is not legal. With all of those who apparently do gamble. Randy White did just that, and down he went.
He runs on the side of his shoes. I don't know how he did that. Van Horn had him cut off in pretty good shape. And Randy the dandy just cuts around him. Watch to the left. Let's see how it happens. Van Horn steps up, makes contact. Here comes White's loose. That's what they yell. Look out. This is another angle, that replay. It's not happening again. With Randy White, it could happen the same way several times.
Larry Bethea also helping out. They need 18 for first down. They give the reverse to Ernie Pugh. Fumble. It belongs to Dallas.
Pat, Randy White wants to hit people so much. He took the fake and went the wrong way and still got back into it and chased and almost got part of the fumble. Now watch White to your left, number 54. He comes through it. He gets turned around. He thinks the ball's going this way. Now he gets up. He gets back up. Starts back down the line of scrimmage, and when the fumble takes place here, looked like Waters stripped that, didn't it? There's White trying to find the ball. That's a long trip.
Randy Hughes made the recovery, and he's always near the ball. That's the final score. Typical Oakland Raider victory, 21-17 over Houston. They trailed at one time 17-0. The Raiders are amazing. Fake to Dorsett. Throws to Hill, who was wide open, had to come back just a little bit. Whistling Ray is a magician.
What's he drinking? We're going to give him a blood test when this game's over.
He really is. The things he can do.
He shot a cardinal out here a couple of weeks ago. Remember when he had the red bird up there and pulled a big old gun out of his saddlebags there?
He stomped on a giant pennant today. So never forget the tricks that he did. Particularly when he put the cigarette out on your coat.
My coat.
And didn't burn a hole in it. Dorsett goes down. Harry Carson looking him right eye to eye.
And didn't say anything when he walked by him either, did he?
Stepped in. He's not going to wind up. There you go.
I started to say he's kicking orthodox. You like the way he kicks it, Patrick?
Yeah.
Seems to leave the ground okay, huh?
Important thing that most of the people who kick in that style don't seem to be able to get the ball up in the air quick enough, especially off the ground like you have to kick in the professional league. But he seems to get it up pretty high pretty quickly. They are blitzing. Jeter led the charge. Staubach ducked under him, and Brian Kelly finished it off.
Dorsett pulled a lookout block that time. He sort of threw, and number 70 hurdled him, just like he was in the 120-yard highs.
Dick Modulewski just gave Jeter a little slap. Here it is.
Watch this vicious block by Dorsett. Didn't even slow the big fella down, did it?
Lookout means when you know he's beating you, look out, Roger. Because here he comes. There's Danny White. Robinson at the 11. Ducks by Benny Barnes and got some room. Danny White made the tackle. Watch the punter after he punts.
Here's Danny White again. He was a great quarterback, center fielder, outfielder, makes a good tackle, and I don't know if you can get more out of a player than Johnny Robinson has to offer. The little guy from Georgia Tech really puts it all on the line every Sunday, doesn't he?
And he is indeed playing at a physical disadvantage in terms of size, not in terms of heart. It is first down, the Giants at their own 42. Goldstein still the quarterback, slapped a couple of times, intended on the side for Durnick. A flag is down.
We haven't had any kind of a temper flare-up with Harvey Martin being held or anything like we did up in New York.
Well, as he said before the game, I can't do the team a heck of a lot of good on the bench. So, no, I don't remember any of those things. If we were 5-0, he said I might remember. But since we're 3-2, I don't remember.
That was pretty intelligent of him, though. You know, I don't do any good for the team over on the bench.
Holding 71, offense.
71. Gordon Gravel. There's Jackie Smith.
Tried to get his touch for you, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's pretty rugged looking shape. He's in pretty good shape for a retiree.
First and 20. 4:27 left to play. Dallas 24, Giants 3. Goldstein drops under pressure. Down he goes. Randy White made him duck under long enough for Harvey Martin to be there.
There's sack number 6 for at least 50 some odd yards. Giants came in. They'd only had 14 sacks in the first 5 games, but Doomsday's going to work on today. Everybody's getting a shot.
Randy White's the first man who got there, who made him duck and pull the ball down and take a step forward, and Harvey Martin was by that time in the area, as he said. 4:06 left to play in the contest, 24-3, second down. 26 yards to go for the Giants. Goldstein under a heavy rush that time, will be again. Robinson has it bounce off his knees. Benny Barnes on the coverage.
This is when your offensive line really take a beating, though, don't they? They know that Goldstein's got to throw it on every play. The Cowboy defense does. Here's Robinson working his way through the cotton patch there, a little low. Boy, those offensive linemen got to go up there and look across at Randy White, Harvey Martin, and say, okay, you know it, I'm going to drop one step and try to take you on.
Randy White still playing. Tom Landry still in his familiar stance. Larry Bethea is one tackle, replacing Jethro Pugh now. White, the other tackle. Jones, Martin, the ends, Goldstein on third down. Long count. Just barely beat the 30-second clock. And again, he's chased by Randy White. Speak about your runaway rhinos.
Brad Benson, a young offensive lineman in there for Turner's, tried to go around the horn with him. The Cowboys are looping. Now watch 54 go up, make contact, and then Bethea strips everything, and here he comes. That you must be able to hear it. You know, there must be a shaking of the ground as he gets behind you.
He comes from everywhere.
Number 7, sack.
Dave Jennings' book today, not as good as his season average. Line drive to Butch Johnson this time, backs him up to his own 34. Butch trying to get out, finds some running room, goes out of bounds over by the Dallas bench. If you suspect that your tax money is not being put to the best use, that somebody might be ripping you off.
I do suspect that. What show is that?
Well, if you want to know who it is, watch 60 Minutes tonight, immediately following this game, except on the West Coast.
Gambling and taxes in the same show? It's going to be a good one.
Danny White is now the Dallas quarterback. By the way, 60 Minutes, if this game does run long, will be seen at its regular time on the West Coast.
In its entirety?
In its entirety. Alois, Blackwell, and Scott Laidlaw, the running backs for the Cowboys. And they'll be utilized now. Back to Alois. Brad Van Pelt made the tackle. Gary Jeter was back in the backfield, almost tackled Danny White before the pitch.
Danny threw that ball right under number 70, and number 70 sort of threw him down. The way you and I'd go out and throw rock salt on a frozen driveway or something, he just sort of flipped it. Of course, they're disgusted too. They're playing defense.
Roger Staubach had a good day. Let's see. 17 for 32, 246 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2 to Tony Hill, 1 to Billy Joe Dupree. 24-3, Dallas leads. Alois, Blackwell deep. Scott Laidlaw. Ed Jones.
Couple boys just around the Cracker Barrel talking about what's happening on Sunday, huh?
Larry Bethea is the other.
Those big guys.
He's almost as big as Too Tall. Too Tall is bigger than anybody.
You were with him the other day, and you said just talk to a big belt buckle half the day, huh?
Yeah. I don't believe I'd like to try to discipline Ed Jones. 2:10 left to play in the game. Crowd at Irving, Texas, starting to sift out. Dallas 24-3. Danny White throws for Laidlaw. Brian Kelly throws him out of bounds and falls on top of him. George Martin put the heat on Danny White. Ed Jones, that's why they left the hole in the top of the stadium. 2-minute notification goes to John McVeigh and to Tom Landry. That's how much time we have left.
Again.
Danny White drops back in punt formation. Jimmy Robinson and Bobby Hammond go back deep for the Giants. It's 24-3.
Think he'll punt it?
Yeah. Good kick. Robinson looks and checks where he is. Benny Barnes down quickly. Robinson ducked under Benny Barnes' arm, but Randy Hughes was right there.
Van Horn's played every play in there on offense across from Randy White. There's Tony Dorsett on the sidelines. That's a pretty average day for him. I think Giants laid a lot of wood to him. That's his private coach there, his tutor. That's Bedford Wynn, is one of the great open field runners of Southwest Conference history.
One of the great Cowboy fans. First and 10. Giants. Goldstein, the quarterback. Oh, I beg your pardon. It's Randy Dean, their third quarterback. Too tall, Jones.
Well, this was Dean's first attempted pass play. And to have this boxcar ride you down on your first play doesn't seem like the best way to make your debut. Run, Dean, run. Look at this. My heavens.
And again, Dean tries, and this time it's Harvey Martin. 1:21 left to play in this game. Sack by Martin.
This is when it's tough. You know, the young quarterback looks over and they're already putting the balls in the bag, you know, and heading for the locker room, half the guys. Some are taking tape off.
Randy Dean had no chance on the first play when he was taken down by Too Tall Jones, and even smaller chance on the second play when Harvey Martin was in there so quickly.
Seattle beats Minnesota. Is that a final score?
That's what we're told. 29-28.
Oh.
Dean backpedals. Ball bounces off Al Dixon, the tight end. He'll give it up.
Dixon still doesn't have a catch.
This broadcast today was produced by Red Eye.
Milton? Boy, he bought us a heck of an enchilada buffet last night, didn't he?
Charles Milton III. Always makes our life much more pleasant. And directed by Sandy Grossman.
Got some good pictures, didn't he?
Always, always. Jennings catches it. From out of his own end zone, he chases Butch Johnson back to his own 41. Johnson sifts to the 44, where Dallas will have it. Timeouts don't really make that much difference now.
Guess who won the game for Seattle over Minnesota? Herrera kicked the field goal at the gun.
Herrera. CBS for the Giants. High.
We must have taped that before the game.
That is a final, by the way. 29-28, the field goal by our friend Herrera. We'd like to welcome those of you who watched that to the final moments of this contest here, where Dallas leads the Giants 24-3. Closing seconds. Alois Blackwell gets the call. Runs over Herbert Scott. Harry Carson made the tackle. Remind you again about 60 Minutes. On the West Coast, you will see it at its regular time in its entirety. Other places, it will start immediately after this game, and you will see it in its entirety. They'll talk to Commissioner Pete Rozelle about why gambling on pro football is illegal, or at least what he thinks. Dan Rather conducts that interview. And they'll also talk about your tax money not being put possibly to the best use. So don't forget to watch